Right. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Listen, it is time. I am so excited to be before you on this fantabulous Thursday. Y'all know how we do here at Chase Gray. It is time. It is officially time for the 2021 Start to Six Figure 3-day virtual shift conference. I am so excited for the next 3 days because listen, we are going to rock out. So I hope you have your handy dandy workbooks. If you do not have your workbook in front of you, then I'm gonna need you to go ahead and take a moment. Well, don't do it right now. You're gonna have to wait now. But go back into the virtual lounge so that you can download your workbook. Because listen, every single workshop is going to be according to your workbook. So you want to make sure that you have it. If you didn't get a chance to print it and you're like, LaToya, this is way too much ink, go ahead, take a break tomorrow, go to Staples, print it out so that you can be back and be ready. Listen, I'm excited. It is your vision coach, LaToya Early, here supporting you as we take your coaching business from start to six figures in your niche. So I hope you're ready because we have a couple days of just awesomeness just lined up before you. So before we get started, you ladies know we have to go into prayer. We have to make sure the Holy Spirit is all up in and through this so that we can receive the transformation that is going to happen over the next 30 days. I am so excited to spend the next 3 days with you. So let's go ahead and go into prayer. Father God, in the name of your son, Jesus, we come to you with thanksgiving on today, Father, just giving you glory. You are just such a magnificent God. And we just thank you. We thank you for this time. We thank you for this conference. We thank you for this training. Now, Father God, I ask that you will cover each and every registrant, Father. Cover them from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet, Father. Give them the ear to hear from you on the next 3 days, Father. Give them the heart to receive direction, clarity, and even rebuke, Father, that you will give them what they need so that they can take their businesses from where they are to six figures in the name of Jesus. I cover each and every registrant. I cover your homes. I cover your internet systems that you stay connected to us over the next 3 days. I cover our instructors, asking that you would decrease them, that you may increase, that this be a time that you pour into the instructors, that the registrants shall be able to receive, they shall be able to hear and implement each and everything that you have for each and every one of them. Father God, we love you, we honor you, we bless you. In the matchless name of Jesus Christ, we thank you for this time. We love you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Go ahead and put some amens in the chat. Go ahead and give God some glory because this is going to be an amazing 3 days. Here's what I want you to do. I'm not going to talk y'all to death. Y'all already know. Y'all know the routine. I am going to introduce Chase Gray's amazing success coach for number one, but she is going to be our six-figure concierge for the next 3 days. So y'all not going to hear from me all the time. I promise y'all, maybe, because y'all know how we do. Y'all, you know, me and Jay just can't just stay in our own lane when we supposed to. It's really not our fault, right? If y'all want to blame somebody, take that up with God. That's not my fault. So listen, I am excited to introduce our six-figure concierge. She is going to come in and she is going to rock out with us, helping you navigate through your 3-day experience. So make sure you're in the chat, asking questions, answering the prompts, making sure that you are engaged. She's also going to go over, I don't even know if she's going to go over the conference guidelines, but I'm going to make sure she go over the conference guidelines so that we can make sure that you are engaged over the next 3 days, that your cameras are off, because I'm seeing a whole bunch of black screens and I'm gonna need to see some faces. So I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and take your bonnets and your scarves off, throw on a lip, and go ahead and share those beautiful faces so that we can rock out together over the next 3 days. Jay, you ready? You ready, B? Cool. And so I am switching it over to our concierge, Jasmine.
Jazz, you're on mute.
I'm just talking. Can y'all hear me now? All right, well, I'm back. Hey, beautiful people. First of all, let me tell y'all look good. I can see all your faces. You guys look so good. You guys are six-figure ready. So do me a favor. If you are six-figure ready, give me a hashtag six-figure ready in the chat right now. Let me see him. I can't see him. I can't see them, but I know they're there. I believe y'all. I believe y'all. All right, okay, I see them. I see them now. Hashtag 6-figure ready. All right, guys, so listen. You guys know how we do first. Let me start by going over the conference guidelines. If you have your books, I want to see them. If you haven't downloaded them yet, if you have your books, have you ever seen these books? First of all, I got my box today. Geeked about this box. Y'all seen this box? Okay, I'm just wait. I'm thirsty. I'm just. Hey, ain't nothing here. Ain't nothing here. Ain't nothing here. But look. So look, I need you guys to go ahead and let's go through the guidelines really quickly because I want to make sure that we are doing what is necessary. One, be on time. If you was in band, the band coach always said to be on time is to be late. To be early is to be on time. So be on time. Do not multitask. We need you guys to stay focused and stay present with us. Keep your cameras on. We want to see your faces because you know you guys are all beautiful people. We can see you guys. I see some beautiful hair. I see new hair in the building. Y'all know I got my braids in today, but I see new hair in the building. I see makeup. I see lipstick. So come on, keep your cameras on during the training sessions. Use the chat box to ask questions. Use the chat box to ask questions. Dress appropriately. I ain't gonna say nothing about that. That's Toya wrote that. I ain't write that, y'all. Be aware of your surroundings. Remain on mute until requested to turn on your microphone. If you are called upon, be prepared to unmute quickly and respect the hosts and presenters and each other's. And I want y'all all throughout the weekend to make sure that you're posting all your aha moments, sharing them in social media, and using the hashtag 6-figure ready. We ready? All right. So real quick, I want to know where are you joining from? Where are you? So in the chat, tell me where you are. Are you in Michigan? Are you in Tennessee? Are you in Texas? Where are you watching us from? Atlanta. Go ahead and share those for me in the chat so I can see them. Y'all sharing them? All right. And I also want to know, what kind of coach are you? Are you growing? Are you aspiring? Tell me what kind of coach you are. All right, perfect. So I have been given the opportunity. We had to do an icebreaker, y'all. And y'all know I'm a trainer by trade, so it's going to be a very, very fun icebreaker. It's going to be a scavenger hunt. So y'all gonna have to get up and move. Y'all ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready for the scavenger hunt. I'm gonna tell you guys 5 things to go look for in your houses or wherever you are. Y'all ready? Thumbs up. Right, y'all might want to write this down because you got 45 seconds to go find these items and come back to the Zoom. And the person with the most items or the items we think is the coolest, we got something coming for you. You ready? The first thing you're gonna look for is something yellow. I know, random color, right? Who has something yellow in their house? You do. A mug, a flower, a plant, a shirt, something yellow. Then I want you to go find an item that's older than you. It gotta be older than you. So you don't come back like you got an old album, something your grandma gave you, something. Go find an item that's older than you. Then I need you to go find a Chase Great product that did not come inside of your VIP box. That could be a t-shirt from a conference, a book, a receipt. Find me something that did not come in your VIP box. Okay, I want to see the last book that you read. That's number 4. And then number 5 is go and find the last thing you wrote to yourself, be it an affirmation, a note, a to-do list. Y'all got them? Y'all need me to repeat them? All right, good, because you got 45 seconds. Ready? Set. Y'all already getting up. I ain't say no. Go. Wait, come here, you got on yellow. You gonna be my yellow. Oh no, she got yellow. Listen, that's green. You got yellow glasses. That's gonna be my yellow. Something that's older than me. The last book. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't even have my timer. I see you, Alicia. She came back. I see something yellow. I see books. She got a shirt. Let me see if I can change my screen so I can view all y'all. Okay. I see it. I'm gonna say we got 20 seconds left. Look at Siobhan. I see you, Siobhan. You ready? No, you ain't ready. We got 10 seconds left. Yeah, go ahead. All right, 5, 4. She got Lysol. 3, 2, 1. All right, okay. Is everybody back? All right, I see a bunch of faces. I see some people who don't have their cameras on. Y'all gotta remember the conference guidelines. The camera has to be on. All right, so who has 5 items? Okay. All right, y'all got 5 items. All right, Miss Pat, can you come off mute and share your 5 items?
My 5 items. My yellow Post-it with the last thing I wrote on the yellow Post-it.
Okay. Oh, wait, a yellow Post-it? Is that dual purpose?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see you.
My Coach to Life.
She got her book.
My other book, Uncloned.
Okay.
Older Than Me, Lysol.
Older Than Me, Lysol. Good job. All right, awesome. Now, who else had all 5? Okay, I'm going to everybody who got all 5. All right, Miss Sandra, let me see your 5. That's your yellow Vaseline. Come off mute.
I'm coming off. That's something yellow. Older Than Me, the Bible.
The Bible.
Last thing I've read, Healing Wounds.
Okay.
Affirmations that I wrote, but actually typed too. And my calendar, my planner for the year.
Come on, somebody, she came through with the Chase Great planner.
Hey,
Siobhan, like, dang, I should have got my planner. Yeah, Siobhan, you could have used your planner. Perfect. All right, Tiffany, I saw your hand raised.
Yes, I have my yellow envelope.
Okay.
My Power of Now is the last book I read. The heart off of my family's wall. My mother had this before I was born.
Perfect.
The planner. And of course, my coaching notes.
Come on, somebody. Perfect. Okay. Who else had their 5? All right, Miss Felicia, it's your turn.
So Older Than
Not
Me.
Alicia, Felicia.
Older Than Me.
WD-40.
Last book I read, Apostolic Purity.
Okay.
Did you say a Coach My Life product, right?
Yes.
My Coach My Life Journal 1, Book 1.
Volume 1.
My yellow.
Tennis ball.
And the last notes that I was studying for my coaching.
Oh, you were studying for your coaching? You were trying to get your assignments done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, we appreciate that. Miss Alicia, show me your 5.
Yellow mug.
Mm-hmm.
I have my mom and dad's wedding album. It's
Oh.
8 years old. Older than me. I have my Hey Coach book.
Come on, planner.
The last book I read is Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche. And my quote is ready, set, learn. Everything you need to go back to, go with confidence, Alicia.
Perfect. Listen, so that was I don't know. So I think the people in the room gotta choose because y'all came up with some good stuff. Like I think that WD-40 and that Lysol can was kind of dope. Like I probably wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't when it grabbed the vinyl because y'all know I'm a young whippersnapper, you know. So I probably would have grabbed the vinyl for that one. So let's figure out. We got Miss Alicia, Miss Pat, Miss Sandra, Miss Felicia. We had Tiffany. Anybody else have all 5? No. All right, so the people in the room, let's vote. How we gonna do this vote for the scavenger hunt? Anybody got an idea, a suggestion? It's 5. Siobhan, what's your suggestion?
Everybody come off the mute and say who they want.
I ain't hear you.
According to you, how you see us on your screen.
Say what they want.
Say who they vote for.
Oh, who they vote for? All right, let's do it like that then. We're gonna go ahead and just let everybody come off. No, let's put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. It'd be easy to put it in the chat. All right, so listen, we saw what they came up with, how creative they got. We had WD-40, we had Lysol, we had the baseline, the Vaseline, we had all types of stuff. So come off, go in the chat for me and show me based on what, Siobhan? Oh.
Can't chat with anybody except for LaToya, Good Boy Multimedia, and Yakara. I can't chat with anybody. I don't have that option.
I can't hear her.
I'm sorry. I can't chat with anyone except for LaToya and admin.
Yeah.
And Yakara.
Okay, so Siobhan, tell me your person. Can everybody else chat? Nobody can chat?
I can only chat with Good Boy and Yakara.
Got it. All right, so we're gonna have to put our cameras on, and then we're gonna raise our hand. So everybody cut your cameras on, and then when I say a person's name, you give me a thumbs up. That work? All right. So I still can't see some people. I can't see Helen. I can't see Terry. The amazing Angela. Okay, she back. Toya, Sherman. All right. Everybody else is production. All right, y'all ready? So we're gonna vote for Miss Pat first. If you feel like Miss Pat was the most creative, give me a thumbs up. I got, now you can only vote one time. Don't be trying to be everybody's friend voting more than once now. You can vote one time. All right, so y'all ready? Now give me a thumbs up for Miss Pat. Miss Pat, you gonna vote for yourself? Okay, good. Okay, wait, can you chat now? Nope, they can't. Okay, so Miss Pat, I got 2 for Miss Pat. All right, if you felt like Miss Sandra was the most creative, give me a thumbs up. I got 1, 2, 3. 3 for Miss Sandra. All right, if you felt like Tiffany was the most creative, give me a thumbs up. All right, Tiff, I'm gonna vote for you. I don't want to leave you out there. Tiff, you got my vote, Tiff. All right, if you felt like Felicia was the most creative, give me a thumbs up. I can't even see.
What Felicia was.
Dang, okay. All right, Miss Alicia. If you felt like Miss Alicia was the most creative, give me a thumbs up. 1, 2. Alicia, you gonna vote for yourself? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got 4 for Alicia. So some of y'all didn't vote because it's more than 10 of us on this thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and let that be what it is. Alicia, you are the winner of the scavenger hunt. All right, awesome. So Alicia, you can expect a little something special. You'll get an email and we'll tell you what it is. That perfect? All right, awesome, guys. So are y'all ready to start this conference with our first session? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, I think the chat is open. The chat is open. We can all go in the chat now. Perfect, the chat is open. Awesome job, guys. All right, we ready to rock and roll with the conference? It was the wedding book for me, so yes. It was the wedding book for me. It was the wedding book for me. Okay, I believe you. All right, awesome. So listen, I am going to be presenting our very, very first presenter of the conference. We all know and love him very much. He is the dad coach. So if you have your book, you see him right here. He is dad coach Demetrious Early. He is a father of 3 growing men, and he decided to step away from being opinionated and became to position himself to share his personal testimony and plant a few seeds about the importance of fathership. I know that he has a dope shoe collection. You know, that's important to me because we both love our shoes. I know he's an awesome husband to our founder, our vision coach, LaToya Early. And he is ready to rock and roll. He is going to be talking about shifting your moment. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a round of applause as we welcome Demetrious Early and shifting our moment.
What's going on, everybody? I had to get some of my 6-figure water real quick. So, I am Demetrious Early, and I am here to bless you with some masculine greatness. So, I want you guys to enjoy this because I'm going to go really, really fast because it's a lot of information I want to cover. So, I am here to talk about shifting your moment, but I'm going to interchange shift with maximize because you're not shifting, you're not maximizing. So, don't think I'm talking about something totally different. They're all married together. So, I want you guys to understand that any great presentation starts off with one thing, and it's a quote. But because it's going to be extra amazing, I gave you 2. So I decided to give you something from a rich guy as well as something from a will-be rich guy. So first, Robert Kiyosaki, who is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he said that there are no bad businesses or investment opportunities, but there are bad entrepreneurs and there are bad investors. Now, I, the soon-to-be rich guy, said that there's a difference between a gambler and an investor. Now, they both could win, but only one can recreate the process, and the other is a slave to chance. Now, you're going to hear the word slave a lot, and I say that not to be extreme, but for you to understand that if your mindset is messed up, you're going to be stuck. So, why am I talking about investing and gambling? It's because you guys that are here looking at my face spent money. You had to pay to see this. This was something that you didn't just get, you had to pay. So now I want you to make a decision on who you're going to be today. If you're going to be a gambler, that means you just pay for it. You're going to watch it, enjoy it, and then hopefully when it's over, you'll be rich. You'll make it. You'll be successful. That's a gambler. Hey, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. It probably won't. But if you are a great investor, you are here to get information because you have been working, you're going to work, and you are ready to get working. So now let's keep going. So now before we get into it, say I'm shifting your moment, we're going to talk about what is a moment. So this is what a moment is. It's when a daddy moment and a mommy moment fall in love and they come together. I'm joking. That's not how it happened. Basically, really what a moment is God's will. Plain and simple, nothing really deep. Well, that's super deep. But it's just the opportunity that you're finally able to discern when you are in the midst of preparation and renewing your mind. I said in the midst of is because if you're not in the midst of it, there's tiny little, you know how we all see those tiny little COVID things bouncing around while we wear masks. Those are also opportunities. That COVID is not an opportunity, but well, anyway, I digress. But there is a bunch of opportunities floating around. But if you're not renewing your mind, if you're not preparing, you are not aware. It's almost like when you want a car, right? And you want to get it. I'm about to put it on the streets. And then the moment you buy that car, now you see that car everywhere. So listen, now, of course, I can't just make this up. So let's go to the Bible. So Romans 12:2, it talks about do not try to be like the world, but it says, let God change you. It also says, let God transform you by the changing of your mind. Then you will learn God's will for you. That goes back to what's God's will. It is your moment. And that's not just one thing. There are a bunch of things that roll into what God's moment is. So now, because I've been using the word slave, I wanted to get this is going to sound wild, but I wanted to get some information from somebody who was a slave. So I've been reading this book, and Booker T. Washington said this. I have begun everything with the idea that I could succeed, and I never had much patience with the multitudes of people who are always ready to explain to you why they can't succeed. Now, this person was born a slave. So he was born less than human in the ideals of man at that time. And he had the mindset that everything he was going to do, he was going to succeed. And he didn't really have time for people who always had a reason. Like, have you ever met somebody who just already about to tell you why they can't make it? Like, hey, man, I want you to do this. He's like, oh, man, well, I'm poor. Like, they always are ready. And so this man said he just didn't have the patience for it. So this is a mindset that I want you guys to try to emulate. So real quick, I want everybody to take a second. I want you to write down 5 reasons why you haven't shifted your moment. Real quick. Just five tiny little reasons on why you're not exactly where you desire to be. While y'all doing that, I'm gonna get some more 6-figure water. That's rich. Look at that. That's so dope. Y'all can like see the little joints y'all write. Are y'all like really writing? Or because I can't see nobody's hands. Y'all really writing? I don't believe y'all. They not writing, Jazz. They is writing. You writing? Everybody writing? Because I wrote. All right, let's rock. So cool. I want y'all to keep that. That's for y'all. That's all y'all gonna do right here. Now, have y'all ever heard the statement, don't give them an inch or they'll take a mile? So I don't know if this is where it came from, but like I said, back to this book. And I'm bringing up somebody who's been in slavery because we have experienced hardship, trial, and who else than people that experience one of the biggest travesties in American history, slavery. And if we can hear from the mindset of someone who actually survived that and progressed, created schools, was amazing, that mindset we can also tap into. Because this is the thing about shifting your moment. Before there's a moment, it was a mindset. So something has to happen before that moment ever exists, and it's your mindset. So real quick. So Booker T. Washington was a slave, and he was being taught by the slave owner's wife how to read in the alphabet, whatever. The slave owner came and stopped it, shut her down. Now think about something that you're doing and your resource disappears. Car breaks down, loses a family member, you get tired, you lose a job. Something goes wrong. Now you have an adequate excuse to not do. Just like my man Booker T. But this is what he paid attention to. This is why you have to renew your mind and prepare. Basically, his slave owner told him, if you give a nigger an inch, and a nigger just means lazy and ignorant. So I'm not calling nobody out their name, but if you're lazy and you're ignorant, maybe this can apply to you. I don't know how that works. I don't want to make nobody feel no way, but this is what it means. He says that if you give a nigger an inch, he'll take an L. A nigger should never know nothing but to obey his master, to do as he is told to do. Learning would spoil the best nigger in the world. So learning will literally stop you from being a nigger. So now he says, if you teach that nigger how to read, there will be no keeping him. He would forever be unfit for him to be a slave. He will be unmanageable. He also goes to and says that it will make him discontent and happy. Have you ever seen somebody so comfortable in poverty that it blows your mind? Have you ever been so comfortable in poverty or a dead-end job or not living in your purpose, not maximizing or shifting your moment? And it's because you have not changed your mind. So he goes all the way to say, I understand from that moment, I understand the pathway from slavery to freedom. That's why I brought up slavery, because if your mindset doesn't change, you are subject to somebody else's wisdom, knowledge, power, control, whatever the case may be. It makes you slave. Just like when it said, the Bible talks about when you borrow, you're slave to the lender. As long as you're not changing your mind, you are literally subject to somebody else's rule. So now let's go to a counter. So I want y'all to find one of those things that y'all said, one of the reasons why y'all couldn't be who y'all want to be or why y'all haven't shifted to the moment. And I want you to write a counter. Now, while you are writing your counter, I want you to keep in mind that the best counters, like if you think about boxing or anything like that, offense is always in the mind. So it's not just about blocking or saying, oh, I'm going to do this because I'm great. You have to automatically get into the mode of thinking about offense, because the best counter in boxing comes with a hook, comes with a jab, it's looking for an opportunity after defense. It's not just defense. Okay. So you counter yourself, because that's going to be the battle. Now let's keep going. So I was just searching, thought the picture was funny, but now let's talk about creating a battle strategy. Okay. Now, this is the battle strategy is because you're going to be constantly reinforcing the mindset um, and maximizing your mindset to prepare for this moment. Without the mindset, you can't prepare. And without the preparation, you're not going to get that moment. Now, this is when it comes to preparation. We're having opportunities be presented every single day, every single moment. But if you miss it, it's somebody's fault. Now look, this beautiful book that we got, right? This is a super dope book. Can y'all see this? Now, I highlighted, and when I say I'm talking about this Chase Great team. In Shift Your Moment, there's something in orange. It's 2 letters. I want you to look at those because that's the person that's responsible for why you can maximize your moment. That is the person that's responsible. M-E, you. It's your fault. So if you're not where you are, you're the reason you haven't made it. So many times we've lied about our situations. We've allowed our circumstances to somehow become our managers to tell us what we can't have. And that's why I showed you someone that grew up in the worst circumstances ever and still found a way to climb out of that. And it was all because of how he was looking at life. This is how he was looking as a slave when he came out. Now, a part of a battle strategy, which is the most important part, is that you have to create a battle plan. So it's time for preparation. Anytime before you go to war, you need to know what the enemy got going. I remember when I was younger, one time it was a kid I wanted to fight. I didn't know nothing about him. I ran up on him and I hit him. I didn't know that he had been practicing jujitsu all his life. So it just got out of hand. I didn't lose, but it got out of hand. It was really uncontrollable because I didn't take the proper precautions and preparations for my moment. So I did not maximize it and I shifted. I had on church socks. There was a lot of drama. But anyway, so I want you to self-assess. During this recon, I want you to look for every single weakness. I want you to look for every single disadvantage. I want you to pick the enemy apart. And the enemy is you. And it's not necessarily you, but it's your thoughts. It's what you all I know. It's where I came from. It's every single excuse you have. And I want you to find a way to expose and pull all those excuses because the greatest excuse on earth only leads to great loss. You'll never find a great excuse that will give you any kind of gain. Okay? So this is preparation. You're going to continue to self-assess. I want you to clear out your whole closet of excuses. I'm talking about every other reason. You're short, your neighborhood, your mama, somebody owe you money, your credit score. I want you to break all that down because we're doing recon. We're checking ourselves out. Now you got to be honest. You cannot lie to yourself. This is when you sit in that mirror and you have one of the worst conversations you're ever going to have with yourself because you're going to tell yourself why you haven't made it. Tell yourself every excuse you have. I want you to chop that up and I want you to be honest. Okay. Now, after you've, beat yourself up, right? You tore yourself down. Now it's time to build yourself up. Understand now it's time to plan. You know everything about the enemy, every weakness, every reason, every shortcoming. You have all the data you need to put together a perfect battle plan. And a part of a perfect battle plan, you need to know one thing. Romans 8:31. It says that if God is with us, who can be against us? So you already know that you got backup. That's your foundation. You understand that now it's time to go to war. Now, I said earlier, your circumstances, and I want to keep saying this, your circumstances cannot be your supervisor or you're going to remain a slave. So the whole conversation of shifting to your moment is understanding that there's an opportunity. This was remember Booker T talked about a conversation where he was something was taken away from him. He had no other access to this stuff. And at that moment, when he heard what was going wrong, he realized how to go. He realized that this is how I get from where I'm at. So sometimes when something goes wrong, when someone tells you you can't, you're looking at it as an obstacle. But if you renew your mind, now you understand that there's an opportunity and you need to learn to get away from your situation. So real quick, so about your circumstances, fear of the unknown is a destructive force. It causes people to make suboptimal choices by avoiding the fear. Now, part of your plan, when you're planning to prepare yourself, you have to understand that not knowing does not mean you shouldn't do. There are many people that have stayed and will stay in jobs because the next level has no plan. You have no idea what it's going to be. And honestly, if you understand that slavery has no risk, you already know everything you're going to eat, everything you're going to do, you got it all planned out. But freedom lot of risk. There's a lot of risk and there's a lot of responsibility. So we didn't plan, we didn't plot it, we didn't got to the battle strategy, we didn't did the recon, we didn't beat ourselves up, we didn't built ourselves up. Now I want to talk about something. We're going to build an arc. Now we're getting into like the nuts and bolts of how we're going. Because listen, you haven't blown up yet. That one moment, those moments haven't come. So you're still preparing. That's the one thing that's tough. As you're preparing, you're going to become aware. They're going to start popping up. You're going to start meeting people. You're going to start having opportunities. But in the midst of that, you're still working. So you're going to have to be careful to, one, take a step back and to see that progress, because it sounds like you're just going to be doing a whole bunch of work. Like, hold on, but I ain't blew up yet. Let me tell y'all a secret. Successful people don't hit a plateau and they just done, and now they just super successful for the rest of their life. They still got to work. I mean, think about it. Even Kim Kardashian still got to work. I mean, she blew up, but she still got to do something. That one thing she did one time wasn't enough to keep her to sustain. But let's go back to this. You're building an arc. And I wanted to talk about an arc because, one, it's so technical to build a ship of that length, of that size, of that magnitude. So I want you to think about this. The ark was built to give God glory. The Titanic was built to give man glory. And we saw how both of them lasted. So I want you to build your ark to give God glory. That's why it goes back to God's will. Because there's 100 ways to create a successful business and be successful, and you can not even acknowledge God's existence, and you can be super successful, but you're going to build a Titanic. That's just my opinion. So it's not really opinion. Is it a fact? Should I say it's a fact? Is that like politically incorrect? I mean, politically correct? It doesn't matter. So we're building an ark. Now, what comes with building, how do you build an ark, right? So I'm like, how am I going to start this business, right? Because I'm not about to talk about how to build an ark. I don't know. I know you need wood, like planks or stuff, like, I don't know, stuff that, is anybody building a boat in this? Anybody like a boat coach? Or no? We don't have no boat coaches? I'm looking for faces. No boat coaches? Okay, sweet. Because I was going to say I have nothing for y'all. So whatever you're building, how do I build it, right? The preparation. We're back to preparing. Remember, listen, y'all still ain't blew up. You still ain't got the millions. You still are working. But now it's time for work. What do I need for this business? So you already looked at yourself and went through a microscope and said, these are my shortcomings, blah, 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 blah. Now you need to break down what you're trying to do in pieces. Now, this is also why the Bible talks about that fools hate wisdom. Think about this. When you have to go build something, there's directions. And everybody hates directions because they're annoying. And it's this big old picture, and it's like put slot A to slot C, and slot A to slot C is this big, and you trying to build Noah's Ark. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So you need to do the research to work, and you need to find out every minute detail to build what you're building. But before we get into building, once again, I want to prepare you. I want you to ask yourself a question, because I myself find myself saying, hey, I did this for a whole bunch of years and it didn't work, right? So it doesn't work. I want you to ask yourself two questions before we go any further. The work that you've done, is that experience valid? Have you been doing it the right way? Because there's a lie that goes around the world when it talks about practice makes perfect. And that's not true if your whole process is perverted. It just makes you perfect at doing it the wrong way. And we can be doing something for years the wrong way and be like, oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because your process is perverted, not that the process doesn't work. Now, another quote says, so often people are working hard at the wrong thing. Working on the right thing is more important than working hard. I have so many people that I love, and I won't say their names for legal reasons, that worked so hard for these scams and getting all this money during the pandemic. And it's like, man, if y'all could have did it the right way, it would have been so much easier, not as hard, because you hide from the police and you got to, it's just a lot of drama. I'm not snitching on nobody. I swear, I don't know nothing. I know nobody, but I'm just saying hypothetically. So you got to do it the right way. Now, let's get back to your plan, and you're looking at, you got goals, because we're going to create a plan of action. I'm talking about that. Remember that point A, the point B, and connect this and connect that. It ain't going to look like that boat right away. But you know what it does when you start connecting these things, you start putting these pieces together, you're creating a culture of execution. I put this together, and it was good. I put this together, it was good. You're creating a process and a system of executing. So don't try to create the boat. Try to build a system and follow the process, because the process, honestly, is way more important than the goal, because once the goal is hit, you still got work to do. But the process creates a system that you can pass down and recreate the same success. Now, let's take a break real quick. Y'all got about 38 seconds for this dream break. I want everybody to close their eyes, and I want them to see their success. I want you to go straight to the end. Like while y'all talking, I do something sometimes in the shower where I had this interview and Oprah asked me about my fathership brand, and I tell her who Jesus is, and I try to get her saved, and I go through this whole process of getting Oprah saved on her show, because I made it to that level. Right now, when I come out of that dream, I'm still in the shower, looking at that dream from the shower is so discouraging that when you're building something, you cannot focus on the end goal, because the process has so much to give you, has so much information. If you try to start from the shower to Oprah and it's just A to Z, you're going to beat yourself down. Okay, so we're still building. So every piece, you're beating yourself down. You can see the boat, but now that you see it, now you understand that you can have it, but now you got to get back to point A to Z to point. You got to keep putting these little parts together. Robert Kiyosaki also says, to become successful, you have to become emotionally neutral to winning and losing. Winning and losing is a part of the game. Listen, understand this. Your dreams can be drowning you, because imagine while you're looking at that arc and you're like, oh, I can't do this because I don't have all these excuses. I can't make it there. That's too far. I can't do this. And then God sends the rain and now you're drowning. Because while you should have been building, you were complaining. When you should have been building, you were tearing yourself down. And then when the rain came, you weren't prepared. You weren't prepared because you weren't putting A to this, because connecting slot A to slot C all the way over here, and all these everything that you're going to need for your business is not prepared for the rain. I'm going to give y'all a quick example. There are people that were building a business for 5 years who was preparing, who was slot A, slot C. And then this pandemic happened and everybody was losing it. And companies created opportunities to find the people that had been building prior to this COVID. And now they've got investors, and now their business is somewhere on the next level. While other people are scrambling to pull money and do this, the people that had their boat ready, so when the rain came, they were floating. You have to build. You have to prepare as opportunities come. Imagine what Noah felt like in the midst of building that, and he finishes it, right? So you build your business, you got this. Where's all the money at, right? Where's all this? And there's literally no rain. My man had a boat in the middle of the hood, and they was looking at him crazy. So I'm creating this business for fathers, and I'm like, well, ain't nobody, father's not gonna pay for this. Dads don't need this, that, and the fourth. And because I built it and waited, because when the rain comes, this is what's dope about rain. Rain can drown people, but it also can give life. So rain in somebody's life can be a storm where a father calls me while I done built my boat in the middle and it's just got this business. Ain't nobody caring about it. I'm like, man, I should quit. All of a sudden, the father calls me who the rain has hit and is like, hey, man, I ain't seen my son in 6 months. Now I have an entire structure built because I was connecting all these stupid little tiny little pieces and losing these little, like I'm doing all this stuff that's annoying, that's not glamorous, that I can't take pictures of and people gonna like. And then when the moment comes for me to execute, I have a foundation versus someone calling, hey, I need help. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm trying to build a business in the middle of a flood. Imagine trying to build a boat in the middle. You're gonna drown. Or it's gonna be such a crappy boat, you may only fit one person. Imagine, listen, look at Noah's boat is the reason why we're here. So think about how many people have been blessed because of a process of faith and renewing the mind and building generation on generation on generation on generation. It's almost a reverse effect of how we look at our families, where you can be 3 generations poor. Your great granddaddy, like you live in the house that your grandma lived in and she was renting too, and y'all just passed this generational down of poverty. It's the same way of wealth, because just like there's a system to be poor, and that's doing nothing. That's a real easy system. There's a system to create wealth, and it's about point A, point C, preparing yourself. Now, I want to say this one more time because I'm finishing up, but I wanted to give everybody, we're gonna have a question and answer period too. So I want y'all to understand that you're gonna have some amazing excuses. The world just flipped upside his head. You have an amazing excuse to sit at home and just take some government dollars, or just, like, you have a great excuse. Somebody died in your family. You sick. You don't have no car. You poor. This is all you know. You look like your mama did. Like, you have every great excuse, but can somebody tell me how they ever had an excuse that got them money? And has that excuse created wealth? Has anybody ever given you a great excuse that you understood, like, man, I really get it, but you still need work done? Hey, I still need help. Hey, man, I was gonna create this. Hey, man, my family is messed up. I don't know how to be a father. Meech, what's going on? Hey, but look, man, me and my dad had this, or these situations went down. And you're like, I get it, and I feel for you. That's a great excuse, Meech, but I need help. So now I need to go find and pay somebody else. Now I need to go find and pour and sow into somebody else. So now, where am I at? So I want you to be careful. You're going to have great excuses. This is why, as you're building this ark, all that for the foundation of knowing who God is, understanding, being prepared. That's so for when the rain comes, it hits the boat, but it doesn't break it, but it also makes it flow. It's within the same process. As the water is slamming against the boat, it's also pushing it to where it needs to go. That's an exact process. Rain comes to create and destroy, and depending on what side of the floor you on, it's all up to that. Where that them two letters, that ME, show forth. Now, there's another thing, because I keep telling you guys, this is a working conference. We're talking about creating these systems so that you can shift your moment. The moment you stop working, so does your system. Okay, so there's a huge part of being successful that has a lot to do with being able to sustain. Once you stop working, don't expect your process to. Our internet stopped working. Conference over with, right? You are the Wi-Fi to your wins. That was a good one. That was off the fly. You the Wi-Fi to your wins. So when you stop working, now your system has nothing to connect to and nothing to work with. I promise you guys, what you paid for is about 3 times undervalued of the information that y'all are going to get. But if you're not willing to do the work, you're going to have a great 3 days, and you're going to be waiting in the middle of the hood with no boat until the flood comes. I want you guys to be prepared. I want you to renew your minds, and I want you to understand that great excuses is one thing, but a great work ethic makes you rich and wealthy, and you pass that system down to your family. So, that's it. That's my spiel. Can we do one question or something like that, Jazz? Can we? Sweet.
All right. So, wait, are y'all taking notes? Y'all have y'all notebooks and taking notes, because y'all know Meech was gonna come with them nuggets, right? I was like page and page. I was trying to keep y'all updated in the chat. Who has a question? Anybody got a question? You can come off mute. You don't got to do it in the chat. Come off mute and ask Meech anything that you would like to ask him. Be mindful that this is Meech answering though. So y'all know you are the Wi-Fi to your wins. So come. I had to put that in the chat. That was good. Anybody want to come off mute?
We got, how much time do we got?
We have.
I think we got like 4 minutes, 3 minutes.
Well, we got the work time right now too, right? So we gonna use the work time. So you want me to tell them what the gift that you gave them for the general to stay with the. All right, so listen. As you know, this is the VIP time. So the VIP time is where we are allowing the VIP. This is your time. If you are VIP, you stay with us in this session and you have the opportunity to ask Meech various questions. You get that one-on-one time with him. However, for those of you who are in the general session, LaToya has graciously allowed you to stay in the VIP section. And you know, that's a big deal, right? So everybody stays in this session. Everybody can feel free to ask whatever questions. Look at y'all, I see y'all clapping, right? The general questions are like, yes, I get to do this part. Absolutely. So come off mute. Feel free to ask anything that you would like to ask at this moment. Because I know Siobhan, you was right with me in the chat. We was rocking out together with what the jewels he was dropping. So if you want to share something, if you have a question, we're ready. This is your time. Don't everybody come off mute at the same time.
Well, here.
Miss Pat, I see you. Miss Pat, ready?
Because I got a question.
Go ahead, Miss Pat.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on building a system, building your systems?
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked that, because 20 minutes is like this much for this system. So with individual coaching, I do something with my fathers where I actually create the battle plan. So when you talk about creating a system, we literally create a counter for every issue to get to where you want to go. So when we're planning this out, let me see. What are you what are you trying to do, coach? I'm sorry. Let me ask you that so I'm not making something hypothetical.
Okay. I coach professional startup women that are transitioning from employee to entrepreneur. I help them to launch a six-figure service-based business.
From employee to entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this system, this is something my wife could actually. So this system that you're going to create is, I'm a 9 to 5er, and I have a part-time 9 to 5 that I work a lot of hours for. Then I'm a full-time coach, right? Now, I make a certain amount of money. So when I'm talking about quitting, I need, if this is one of my, hey coach, I think that's dope, but I mean, I'm quitting. I need to pay bills still. And I think that's one thing that's really tough is trying to get somebody to chase a dream when they have obligations. And unfortunately, we've created so many obligations that we're afraid to even go out on faith, right? So now we need to create a system for you to have an exit strategy from your job. So you're built. So now we're talking about how much does it cost to pay all your bills for a year, right? So now we need to talk about your 401k plan. If you have that, we need to talk about how much money you're going to toss to the side for that. And then we're gonna talk about your pricing and this is something that my wife is gonna get to, your pricing for your business. And once you hit that goal, then I'm gonna come back to you. So that's the system, because we're trying to get you an exit strategy. Once you hit that, so that's the first part of that system. Once you hit that, now I'm asking you why you ain't quit yet. Because we didn't build the foundation of the boat. So now you can get in the water. Why we haven't done that? And that's when we start talking about. So then it's another system. So now you have the money to pay your bills for a year, which is, I think that would be huge. Now I done jumped out. Now we're talking about creating access for my business. And then this trickles out into a tree of how much does this business cost to sustain itself? Do you need employees? Do you need materials? Do you need travel? How do you pay your taxes? Because this is one thing that also us, and I'll just be honest, because trying to look, Black people, the legality is something that we kind of play around with, but real money, you don't run from taxes, you just pay them. So we create a system of paying your taxes. And the system is something as easy as every $10 you get, $4.50 need to go to a tax box, to a tax account. You know what I'm saying? So you start trying to, there are counters for every response, and we start building things that will begin to perpetuate on its own so that this business can run through. Because we got a year of bills paid. So then we put the amount, so now that the year of bills paid, the money that's coming in from the business, we have to give that a destination as well. Do that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the system. Because I was about to just start coaching you personally and forget all these other people in here. Because it's super extensive and it takes so much time. But I mean, that's the point. Those are the little minute things that are not fun. But when you get somebody who say, "Oh man, I did this in 6 months. Our plan was 12 months, and I'm about to quit my job," and I can tell my family who was going to be telling me it's dumb to quit my job, like, "Hey, my bills paid for a year." And it's people that work that can't pay their bills for a year. You get what I'm saying? So now you might get, so that system also then perpetuates somebody as a commercial. They like, she helped you do what? Oh, okay. Well, I'm tired of my job too. So was that enough? Sweet. Okay. Do we got any more questions? I got a question. I think I see a hand. Is that a hand or you just was? No questions. Where's the thing at? Oh. Can somebody tell me three? No. I asked y'all a question about, did anybody write a counter? Does anybody feel comfortable talking about one of the reasons why they haven't been able to shift their moment and then the counter they wrote? Yep. Is it Jody, Miss Washington?
Yep, it's
How you doing?
Jody.
Miss
Hey,
Jody.
yes. So one of my issues was family crisis, which has hindered me from moving forward. And my counter was remain focused on God. I lost my focus. And it's easy to do when you're going through family crisis. So that's one of the
Absolutely. That's a good one. And that's funny that you did that, because I can stand with you on that, because I also experienced that like twice within weeks and a couple of days. So this is the thing. That's a great excuse. And it sounds wrong when you talk about family. And I'm not saying excuse like it don't matter, because it's a great reason. But we also got to remember the people that we love, and think about even yourself. If they were to leave, could you imagine being in heaven and your family not being who they were created to be because you weren't there? That would be a smack. You would be mad, like, dang, if you're gonna do this to your life, we should have switched. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think the best way that when family crisis comes, we got to look at, I want to honor this person the best way, mourn, because it's nothing worse than somebody trying to teach out of being a hurt vessel. So God has to have his time, but that's a part of putting your pieces right. It don't feel like you working towards your business, but you got to get your mind right first. You like there is a time and a place for that as well. But then you have to remember that we honor our family by creating that legacy. We have so you give yourself the proper time and you start trying to find strategy. So another counter to you say is remain focused on God, but get even deeper. So listen, a part of my business is public speaking. Let's say that, right? What do you do, coach? I'm sorry. No hypothetical.
I'm in sales, but I'm an abundance coach.
Abundance coach. Oh my God. Okay. Abundance. So abundance coach. So that's gonna require some public speaking, right? But you may be in a place where I'm not really in the vibe of public speaking right now. Let me look for some other avenues in my business that I can tend to while I'm healing. Because working it also like when Bible talks about when you're pouring into other people, like it creates a funnel. It's something that's coming through. So okay, I'm not gonna public speak, but let me start researching and just listen to some videos while I exercise while I'm mourning and I'm thinking about this, that how do I create abundance? What does that mean? And you're creating processes, because what also adds to your process, to your system and your program is, hey, how do I continue to walk in abundance in the middle of family crisis? So you're like God is going to continue to feed you processes in the midst. It's not about acting like a robot and acting like life didn't happen. It's about letting God use you in real time. And even if you're diverting, you're just working on this piece over here because I can't work on that wheel, but I can work on all these other type of things as I put it together. That makes sense?
Yes, perfect sense.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. How we look on time? Because ain't nobody give me no counter.
It's on me. Oh, well, we look good on time to me.
Do we got?
At the thing and it was like
We got any more time?
Y'all got some more questions?
Okay, because I want somebody else's counter. Yeah, this is about reflections. Okay, so can somebody list three? Okay, list 3 ways you'll apply the information to your goal. Because this is working. So can somebody tell me? Did anybody got a plan of work yet? A plan of action? Oh, I'm gonna just pick somebody. If I pick y'all, will y'all ignore me? Or will y'all pick yourself? I don't like rejection. Is it a rejection coach in here? So y'all maybe feel bad that they can help me piece myself back together. Let's go to the marriage coach. Marriage coach, you got some 3 ways to apply some of this information?
Oh, say that one more time.
In the reflections part of the book, it talks about list 3 ways to apply the information that you learned to reach this goal. Did you do you have 3 takeaways that you can directly apply to reach the goal that you want to shift your moment?
So preparation. So my preparation, just maximizing my time and prioritizing my time better. Mindset. And those are 2 things that I need to, my 2 for right now.
Cool. The one thing about the mindset that, I was talking about why I use so many quotes, and I didn't actually get to use all the ones I wanted to, but the quotes are really good because affirmations are dope, but also talking to people that have established and actually proven information is also helpful. So like some of these quotes are something like I was discouraged the other day, and then I'm reading this book about a guy who was born a slave, talking about he don't have no patience with people that got excuses, and I'm like, and you was a whole slave, and I'm sitting here with living in 2021 and got all these opportunities, and the slave telling me that I shouldn't be complaining. so I go back to those quotes because that's proven. He's already been great. We're only talking about him. Now, don't give me, there's a bunch of slaves that we never gonna talk about because they didn't change their mindset. He has a proven method. So mindset is something like that's not nothing that's never gonna change, because at the next level, when you get your mind right, something that is called spirit energy. Like everybody want to work on. That's why January to the devil.
It's muffled.
The sound is muffled. Is that my beard?
Yes, there you go.
How about? Can you hear me now? Is it beard? I don't know. Is this better? You want me to talk like this? I'm not gonna talk like that. Is this how about now? I'm cool. Okay, what did y'all hear? Cause I was just y'all nothing. Y'all just heard me say blah 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 blah. Mindset, y'all can still hear me, right? Okay, mindset is something that you never fully achieve because you're fully growing. Like, it's almost like holiness. Like you never get to a point where like, I made it. Like, because there are going to be new levels and there's going to be new attacks and there's going to be just new things. Like these excuses, as you get to a higher level, these excuses are going to get way, way bigger. CEO from Stellantis, that's Chrysler, right? These big three major automakers are battling with a chip crisis that's shutting down plants. Now, he don't want to go work at McDonald's, so he got to figure it out. Now, that's a great excuse. You had COVID, you had shutdowns. What do? You complain? You call Biden for another stimulus? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that $1,400 is not going to save no automaker. So you have to create systems, process, and counters, and that's something that's going to always be a part of your life. So once you stop countering problems is when you start actually building something. That's when you start going down. So that's not something that you feel like you need to achieve. Like my mindset, I'm going to get my mindset here and this is going to stay like, no, that's going to be something that you're going to deal with every single day because there's going to be something new. So that's good. How would this training help? We kind of talk about. We got any more questions? I'm gonna pick somebody else. I just want one more. I've been looking at somebody.
Can we make the quotes from you? Sometimes the quotes went by too quickly.
I'm so glad you asked.
Okay.
Because I'm up to something. So listen, ladies, how many of you are married in here or have like brothers or nephews or something? I'm up to something. See, Chase Gray said I couldn't sell anything, but they did not say I could not promote my brand and market. So I'm not selling nothing. And she my wife. She'll get over it. So I want you ladies to email me and I'm going to send you guys a cool little PDF with every quote I use. And I will also send you guys the books that I read for free. Just don't, tell nobody because I got them from colleges and they probably paid for them or something. I don't know. But it's on the internet. So if it's on the internet, it's free. So y'all can email me at, can we put that in the message thing, Jazz? Fathership Strong. So that's F-A, you know how to spell fathership. fathershipstrong@gmail.com. I want you ladies to email me and just put quotes in the subject, whatever, and I'll send you a cool little joint of all these quotes. And I'll send you the PDF. And in return, I want you guys to tell one of your nephews, husbands, whatever, about a dad coach. Cool?
Got it. Absolutely.
Now listen, God is watching. So if y'all don't tell nobody and y'all already, I'm give y'all the stuff in faith. Y'all see that? Like I'm not even gonna, but God is watching. So if you go to hell because you didn't tell nobody, I'm joking. Wasn't that extreme? Right? Wasn't that extreme?
Yeah.
Good grief, hell. No, I'm teasing. So dope. That's all. No, she asked for the quotes. How we doing on time, Jazz? We got one more or any more?
We got time because I'm curious to see. We're still on the reflections tab, so I was hoping somebody could answer the questions.
Yeah.
How will this training help you reach six figures in your coaching business?
What about Shalina? Miss is it Shalina? Shalina? Miss Morris? I'm gonna tear your name up. You know it, y'all. Shalina is your name.
It's Shalina.
It's Shalina. Sweet. How you doing, coach? What type of coach are you?
I'm a grief coach.
A grief coach. Look at you. Amen. Okay. So can you tell us 3 ways how you're gonna apply this information?
Well, yes. First off, understanding, like you were talking about the mindset, I use that as an excuse to not get started for a long time. And I always said that I wasn't in the right space because there was always something going on. Being a grief coach, it clearly means I've been through it first. So I've had to deal with one thing behind the next, and it seemed to be while I was healing or going through the grieving and the mourning process for one, I had another that come. So I think that for one, getting my mindset, you mentioned something that actually stuck to me about it always evolving and me not necessarily being in the right mindset that I need to be in. I'm going to use these tips to actually speak to myself first so that I can get the ball running, because being in a certain mindset for me, it stopped everything. And now I'm actually embracing that this mindset is actually where I need to be for where he called me to do.
See, you know what's dope about that? See, the enemy is not complicated. We just not listening the right way because of our mind. Just like when that slave owner told Booker T, the woman, don't teach him, because if you teach him, this was gonna happen. When you have those issues, because the enemy know you, so he like, okay, cool. Miss Morris, she not gonna work if I let me get her a flat tire at 6 in the morning and make her be late. You know, like let me. so
Right,
so he
throw a little
knows
wrench
you.
in there.
Which now, honestly, with grief, which is so cool for you, and it's a cheat code that when you have issues, while you're going through it, you should run out many programs for every issue of grief. Oh man, I just woke up today and I don't want to get out the bed. Oh Lord. So you got to pray, because like I said, you got to go to that. If God is with me, like don't trying to do it on your own. You fighting somebody who's been doing this longer than you.
Absolutely.
And then you praying and you writing like, okay, how do you? And you'll be surprised, even a post. How do you get up in the morning when you can't get out the bed? That's a whole program. That's for free.
It's definitely a push. When you're in that grieving stage, it's a push that no matter what, I got to do this.
You got to do it. Or, because think about
and like you said, it's also a mindset. It's controlling your mind to say that no matter what I think is holding me, it can't hold me.
That's it. This does not mean that you won't be human and you'll experience it, but an excuse will keep you comfortable with being where you at. Now, if you making billions of dollars, it's okay to be where you at because you were there. But if you're not where you want to be, then it's not okay for you to allow an excuse to keep you there, because that's your slave master. Hey, stay here. You don't want to be there. You stressed out, but you're gonna stay there because it's easier to stay there than to work. And we literally
holding yourself accountable. That's the thing that I had to become I had to embrace that for self. I had to start holding myself accountable for constantly making excuses that were always going to be there. If that wasn't the excuse, there will always be another.
Okay. And that's also a program, because if you're going through those mindsets, so is your clients. Some of your clients want to call you, but they going through too much. And so even trying to find ways of how to speak to somebody who want to work but got every good reason. It's tough. Like when you have a good reason, oh man, I lost somebody who, like, that's a good reason. How do I talk to somebody who literally has a great reason on why they don't want to get up? Because the thing of the matter of it is they have to get up, but they don't know that. And that's a choice. And unfortunately, somebody could literally sink because of their choices, but they had a good reason how they got there. It's almost like when the Bible talks, when Jesus was like, come on, let the dead bury the dead. That sounds cold as mess. But there's process, there's so much more meat to it that if you just take that one part, you're like, so Jesus ain't care about dead people. But like, we can't think about that because then he had Lazarus and he, you know what I'm saying? So, and us he brought us back to life. So it's really just about trying to see it like your client, you're going through everything your client is going through. Absolutely. Those thoughts are your client's thoughts. So the enemy is telling you, the enemy is writing your program. He's telling you what your clients need and what they're going through. So anybody else got 3 ways they've listed to apply this information? Listen, y'all, I'm super sensitive. If y'all don't have, if this didn't help y'all, I'm gonna cry. And I'm a big dude to be crying. I'm legit gonna cry. And I'm gonna be sad. And I'm gonna need the grief coach to come and help me pull me back into life. So
I see Miss Sandra came off mute.
I did. There are a couple of things that I know that I'm going to do immediately, like read the book that you referenced. I want to read that book and appreciate.
From Slavery.
Yes. Read that book. Yeah,
it's amazing.
So I'll be getting that, and also putting money aside for taxes. It's not like yet I have billions of dollars coming in, but if it's $1, that
building a foundation to be able to manage those billions.
I'm going to start putting it aside, so I'm in the habit of doing it as the money comes in. And actually, I just have a thought that I'm literally going to write out the things I have to do using the ark as my guide.
That's awesome. Because you know how minute, like we went to the Noah's Ark in Kentucky, which was phenomenal. Y'all should go. It was, you know, we question God sometimes. We look at, like, when you go look at what man did as an example of what is breathtaking. Like, it's legit, like amazing. Building the ark ain't just it ain't a bunch of big boards that, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's the details.
Your business.
It's the details kept it floating.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. So that's 3. We got.
So those are 3 takeaways that immediately that I highlighted that I can do.
What type of coach are you?
Forgiveness coach.
Forgiveness coach. Man. I got a question, forgiveness coach. How'd you feel about that picture of Donald Trump as a soldier? Was that cool? Was that funny? Or we forgave him yet? No.
Have I forgave him or forgave you?
Forgave. I wasn't prepared for that response. Forgive me.
Let's go past that.
Oh, that. Okay, we got anybody else? I see Pastor Barry in here. I ain't see no. Anybody else got 3? Yeah, I know y'all do. We working. Listen, I'm telling y'all leaving money on the floor. I don't want no gamblers in here. I want a bunch of investors.
I tell you what.
Investor rates. Can you feminize investor? Is that chauvinist?
You know what? We gonna listen.
Feminine break. Okay.
Can we please, can you guys help me give Meech a round of applause, because I think he came in and did an amazing and phenomenal job. I'm gonna just share real quick what, just like, y'all know I take notes all the time. I wanted to throw my pen, but when he talked about cleaning out your entire closet, I just heard that I got to clean up what I messed up. Y'all know what song I'm talking about. Got to clean it up, the entire closet. The other thing was, imagine trying to build a boat in the middle of a flood. That thing right there really, really, really blessed me. So I want to say, I know it blessed you guys. And so throughout the conference, if there was something that he said that just stood out to you and you want to share, do us a favor and go share that on social media. Go on social media and share your aha moments from Meech, and go ahead and use the hashtag 6figureready. And we're going to keep going, because now, all right, cool. So now it is time for our next session. Are you guys ready for our next session? You guys ready? I see y'all faces, but I don't see no thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a round of applause. Give me something that lets me know that we are ready to rock and roll. Actually, before we go to the next session, do me a favor and share with me one of your aha moments or something that Meech said that just stood out to you. Go and put it in the chat for me real quick, real fast. Somebody share something that stood out to them. I seen a few things that popped up, but just give me one person that just share something with me real quick. You are the Wi-Fi to your wins. Listen, I think that came off the, like, he was just talking and spit that out. I don't even think he wrote that. Emptying my closet of excuses. Your excuses are your slave master. Yes. Absolutely, Madonna. I enjoyed that part too. I think I'm gonna get the book too, Miss Sandra, and read it. We should do a book club, Miss Sandra, me and you together. If somebody else want to join us, let us know. But I think I definitely want to read that book, because there were some things that he talked about from the books that stood out to me as well. Like, learning will spoil the best nigger in the world. I said, whoa, that part. Don't let excuses stop me from being prepared when my client needs me. Absolutely. Your process was perverted. Before there is a moment, there is a mindset. I also thought of the building in the flood. Don't want to be one of the foolish virgins, want to be ready so I don't have to get ready. Absolutely. So listen, guys, I'm going to give you guys a 5-minute bio break. Get up, stretch your legs, do the hokey pokey, run to the bathroom, and come back and see us in 5 minutes. You can go ahead and cut your cameras off. We'll be ready to rock and roll with you guys in 5 minutes. All right, guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Cameras on, ladies, cameras on, ladies and gentlemen. I know there was a gentleman here. I don't want him to feel like I'm only talking to the women. Cameras on, welcome back, welcome back. Waiting for a few more cameras to come on. All right, I see you guys coming back. It's time for our next session. Are we ready for the next session, ladies? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right, so now it's time we talked about shifting your moment. We're gonna talk about shifting your mindset with the one and the only LaToya Early. That's right. Go ahead. We can start clapping, giving it up. All right. So I'm going to introduce her, even though we all know and love our amazing vision coach. It's in your, I'm going to just kind of do a little summary because we do have it inside of your workbook. But LaToya is a wife, minister, mother of 3 amazing young men, vision coach, empowerment trainer, 6-time author. Well, let's talk about, she is now a 7-time author of the latest book, From Start to Six Figure. Isn't this amazing? Did you guys get this book? Give me a thumbs up if you got your book. Y'all didn't get it? It's coming. For those who didn't get it yet, it's coming. Well, I have mine. Yours is coming. But if you did not get this in your VIP package and you are VIP, go ahead and know that it's coming. If you didn't, go ahead and order your book today. You want to make sure you have this book. So this is her 7th book. She is the founder of Chase Gray Enterprises, where she coaches Christian female startup coaches in their niche. Chase Gray is a coaching resource for individuals who are looking to hire a coach or become a coach. And we are all here because we know and love her, and we know that she is a powerful, powerful speaker, a powerful woman of God, and we are lucky and fortunate to have her. And today she's going to be talking to us about shifting your mindset. I want to make sure that you guys go to her section so that you can keep up with the notes. So right behind her name, you should be able to, are you there with me for your notes? Y'all ready for your notes? Because we saw how many nuggets we just got from each. Know that Toya's coming with them too. So go ahead and make sure you got your book. Show me your book so I know you're ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome LaToya Early.
Hey, y'all, listen. I had to slip in a quick little song real quick so I can get hype real quick.
I got dreams, y'all. Here they go. High in the sky. Dreams, y'all. Bucket list full of ignorance is bliss and fancy little things, y'all. Twinkling in my eye, hoping that I live to see it all before I die. I heard about the power of intention. Did I forget to mention I just wanna get paid $1 million a day? Hey, $1 million a day. Hey, said I just wanna get paid, 'cause I'm worth it. $1 million a day. I deserve $1 million a day. Hey.
That's his name. Okay, so look, listen, I am so excited. Y'all know it. I love this amazing portion of the conference. I get to see all of your amazing, beautiful faces. I was told to look at the camera and I look at the screen. So I'm going to just pull myself together and get focused. So listen, I'm excited. We're going to jump into the Shift Your Money Mindset segment. So I hope that you're ready. I hope that you ladies are ready to do a massive shift. Okay, let me get comfortable. Because over the next 25 minutes or so, we're going to talk about your money mindset. We're going to talk about how important it is for you to massively shift how you think about money if we're going to take your coaching business from start to six figures in your niche. One of the things that Meech just talked about is shifting your moment. He said your mindset prepares you for your moment. Now, I just kind of want to piggyback just a little bit on what he said about shifting your moment and preparing your mindset for your moment. Let me tell you how the shifting of the mindset, we don't know how long that time will take, but it is to prepare you for your moment, right? So think about it. We're taking this time, we're saying, LaToya, we're saying, Chase Great, we're saying, okay, Lord, I am ready to earn six figures and more, because the goal is actually multiple six figures, but I am ready to exceed that goal in my business, right? So some of you are like, okay, I'm going to this conference, we're going to rock out the game, all the tools that I need so that I can shift my coaching business from start to six figures. But here is what I want you to take note of. When we talk about shifting your mindset for your moment, we don't know how long the shifting of the mindset will take for the moment. Okay, so I want you to know that everything that we're sharing with you over the next couple days is not microwave ready. It is not something that you put into a microwave. It is something that you have to slow roast. How many of you, it's so funny, my mom's pastor, he always roasts a pig, right? I don't know why he find this great, but maybe some of you think it's great too. But he always go out, he'll get a pig and he'll roast it. And it takes hours and hours and hours for him to roast this pig to finally get the meat the way it's supposed, tender and good and all of that good stuff. And so we think I should be able to just put this in the oven and it should be done in the next 45 minutes. But what if I told you that shifting your mindset is a decision? You decide overnight, but the process may take a moment. Is anyone familiar with I became an overnight success in 10 years? Has anyone ever heard that saying before? Anyone? No, maybe. So, okay, let me tell you a little bit about it. I remember seeing a quote, meme or something I was watching where they talked about being an overnight success in 10 years. And I'm like, but why did it take so long? How many of us have questioned God and said, okay, Lord, I know that you've called me to this place. I know that you've called me to coach, but why is it taking me so long to get there? What if I told you that the shifting of your mindset is preparing you for that six-figure moment? The shifting of the pruning, the unlearning, everything that you learned is preparing you for the moment that you wake up and you see over six figures in your bank account. When you file your taxes for the first time and you tell your tax preparer that I've earned over six figures in my business, that shifting of the mind has prepared you for that moment. So today we're going to go ahead and jump into shifting your mindset so that we can prepare you for that six-figure moment. So of course we got to go through some strategies, go through some mental breakthrough, some mental barriers so that we can get you together. Y'all ready for it? I hope y'all have your workbooks out, because it is time to shift your money mindset. I need to make sure that this tone is set for you, because if we're going to take all the things that we've learned over the course of these 3 days and implement them into our business, understand that the strategies of implementation is not where the hard part comes in. The strategy is in how you are going to allow yourself to think about the things that you are implementing. So my question to you, are you going to make the decision now to shift the way that you think? Let me know in the comments. You ready? Just say, I'm ready. You know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to change everything that I thought I knew about money. I'm ready to change everything that I learned as a child about money, and I am ready to officially shift my thinking. I'm ready. Cool. So let's go ahead and jump into shift your money mindset. Before we get started, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to do me a favor. And I want you to think about something. I really wish I had thought about this before I shipped you your boxes, because I would have shipped you a name tag. So let's go ahead, grab a sheet of paper from somewhere, and I want you to write on the name tag, hello, my name is. And then I want you to write the line. Y'all remember the name tags when you volunteer? When you volunteer at your kids' school, when you volunteer at the community center, they want you to say, hello, my name is. Now, I don't want you to put your name, okay? I want you to say, hello, my name is. Now, I want you to tell me how much money you desire to make in your coaching business per month. I'm going to do it too so y'all can see. And then I want you to hold up your piece of paper. Y'all ready? Hello, my name is 10,000. All right, come on then. Hello. All right, 500,000. Come on, of course, Madonna. Come on, my name is 25,000. What I'm saying? Vera, is that 20,000? Okay, hello, my name is 20,000. Okay, so I'm going to put my number up. So, hello, my name is, can y'all see that? No? It's all right. It's all right. Hello, my name is $250,000 per month. That is the minimal goal of Chase Great. So I wanted you to take the time to recognize who you desire to be in your coaching business, and then how much money you desire to make in your coaching business. So all of us, make sure you're lying how much money you want to make in your coaching business per month. I want you to go ahead and write that number in your book. I want you to go ahead and write that number. How much money do you desire to make per month in your coaching business? Now, here's the thing. I don't want you to write a number because you think it sounds good. I don't want you to write a number because you're trying to compare and compete to the other coaches in the community. I don't want you to write a number that you don't believe in. If you don't believe that you can generate $500,000 a month in your coaching business, then I don't even want you to say it. I want you to say the number that you believe. I want you to share the number that you believe you can make per month in your coaching business. Now let's talk about 5 things that could be stopping you from reaching this goal that you've just written on this piece of paper. I want to talk about 5 things that could be stopping you from reaching this goal in your coaching business. Number 1 is your environment. How many of us have heard of the saying, birds of a feather stick together, right? I want you to analyze the birds that you're flocking with. I'm talking about children, spouses, mamas and daddies, co-workers, neighbors, best friends since the 3rd grade. Who are you allowing yourself to engage in conversation with daily? How many of you still have best friends for over 20 years? Y'all like, we've been best friends for 20 years, girl. Tell me how much money your best friend making in her business. Somebody want to put it in the chat for me? How much money do your BFF of 20 years make in her business? Right? I like that, Madonna, 50,000. Why am I saying this? Sometimes we establish our environment based off of what we're comfortable with. Some of us are still connected to people of our past. We're building new relationships with coworkers, with friends, and their mindset is limited, and they aren't equipped enough to help you produce what it is you truly desire in your business. Some of us think that we're so strong. I'm so strong. I got this. That the seeds of other people's words you don't think are manifesting in your life. I want you to check your environment. Sometimes we think that we have to be around a bunch of people. Sometimes we think we have to always be, with the best friend or with a sister or with a mom or with a spouse. But what if I told you that sometimes those people are removed from your life so that you can really thrive and become the exact thing that God needs you to become? Now, if we're going to shift our money mindset, that means we're going to have to shift the people that are around us. Because some of the people that you are connected to, while they may not say it out of their mouth, they are detrimental to the seeds that you've been planting. You will not produce anything in shade. Every seed needs the sunlight. And so if you got a bunch of shady people around you who may not be telling you, who may not be pouring the seed of venom or pouring venom into the seed that you may think that we're good. But if you have those people around you and they aren't moving with you, they aren't believing with you, they aren't helping you grow, and you're trying to figure out, why haven't I hit the 6-figure mark in my business? You need to check your environment. Sometimes your mama is good, but is she good enough for your 6-figure goal? Sometimes your spouse, he loves you, she loves you, but do she really believe in your multiple 6-figure goal? Sometimes we think, but I need this person. But is this person really going to help you become and produce what you're supposed to produce? Ask yourself. Now, I'm going to need my team to help me with time, because I didn't do what Meech did and gave myself a timer. Okay, cool. Right? Let's go ahead to number 2. The next one is limited sight. Now, this is a big one. Y'all know I'm the vision coach, right? God has given me an amazing ability to see huge in the lives and the businesses of other people, right? But let me tell you something. Let me tell you how he got me. He let me see big in other people's business, but he be giving me blinders in my own. And sometimes we've created this limited sight where we can't see beyond our current circumstances. Sometimes we can't see beyond our barriers. And here's the thing. Sometimes it isn't our fault that these barriers and these blinders have been put in our place, but it's up to you to be able to put on your spiritual eye and say, you know what? I need to be able to see beyond this, because my circumstances are saying one thing, but in my imagination, I'm seeing something greater. I say all the time how when you sit back and you daydream, when you sit back and you dream about the possibilities of who you can become, I believe that God used our mind as a cinema. That was the first movie theater. He gave you a glimpse of who you can become if you shift the way you think about who you are and the capabilities he's given you. Some of you, your sight is limited. We talked about 2020 vision when we entered into year 2020. We talked about how in 2020 vision, you're able to see up to 20 feet ahead. But I want you to really take a moment and I want you to determine, what does 20 feet ahead look like to you? Because again, we said, hello, my name is. So if you said, hello, my name is $500,000, then your 20 feet ahead gonna have to have some major steps for you to take. Are you willing to endure the shifting of the mindset so that you can prepare for your $500,000 per month moment? One of the questions or one of the statements from our last segment was about taxes, putting money to the side. I've shared this story with you ladies before. When I first started my business and started filing taxes for my business, my tax preparer, my first $30,000 I made in business, my tax preparer told me, you gonna put that on your taxes? Girl, don't put that on your taxes. You're gonna have to pay that back. So me being naive and being ignorant, not knowing, what did I do? Oh no, I only made 10. I didn't know that I was really stunting the growth of my business. I didn't know that after 3 years of filing a loss on my business, that the government will deem my business as a hobby, and that I could never establish Chase Great as a multiple 6-figure business because of the mindset I was in. I was unable to see what a $3.3 million tax form will look like. So my question to you is, how far are you looking? How far can you see? How much do you believe that you can achieve the exact thing? Hello, my name is. That number that you've written, you can achieve that. Keep in mind, we're shifting the mindset. So the time frame of your shift is up to you. Number 3, brokenness. We're talking about why is it 5 reasons why I may be having a hard time reaching my the figure that you want per month, my money goal. Why am I having that hard time? Let's talk about brokenness. Let's talk about some childhood issues that you have not yet dealt with. Let's talk about some trauma that you've experienced that you have not dealt with. Let's talk about how when you were a child, you've experienced certain things and you have not healed from those things because you thought pushing them under the rug was a form of healing. It's time to bring all of those things to the limelight. I asked God, I said, Lord, why do I have a hard, this was recent too, this was probably within the last year or two. I said, Lord, why do I have a hard time asking people for help? He showed me the moment when I was a child. And my mom told my dad, hey, we're low on money and I need you to go get a second job. My dad told my mom 2 jobs are for 2 people. And my dad allowed my mom to go out and work 3 jobs to take care of our household. When I recognized that trauma that happened in my childhood, I had to heal from it. Because if I continue to allow myself to sit in that independent woman, I can do this, I don't need to ask for help, I got this, then I wouldn't have been able to exceed the money goal that I've been able to exceed. We think that shifting your money mindset is just about changing how you think about money, but it's about healing from all of the internal trauma, from the abandonment, from the neglect. And we're going to talk about how you were first introduced to money, right? We're going to talk about that. But I want you to think about how money may have been the reason that your parents divorced. How did your mom treat you about child support? How do you treat your children's father about child support? See, we don't think that these things matter. We think that none of these things connect to one another, but all of these things connect to the woman that you are today. I'm going to be super transparent in this moment. My oldest son, my husband came into our lives when my oldest son was 7 days old. I'm sorry, he was 7 days old. He was 7 days old. He came into our life. It's been amazing ever since, right? We've been together 10 years. I'll never forget the questions when people were asking me, why won't you put his father on child support? Why won't you? That's his responsibility. He's supposed to step up to the plate. He's supposed to do this, all of these things, right? But I had to heal. I had to heal from the brokenness of what their relationship did. And so what I decided to do was say, I'm not going to hold anybody responsible for something that they are not connected to. It's a huge healing process. And so I'm using this as an example because there are some of you who are still broken when it pertains to the fathers of your children. Some of you are still broken due to your own fathers. Some of your moms fought with your dad over money. All of these things play a huge part in how you look at money right now today. While it may not seem like that has anything to do with it, it does. And we're going to talk more about how you were first introduced to money. And we're going to identify a few ways that you may have been introduced to money that you may not even understand. The reason why you assume what someone else can afford is because you've been so limited in what you've been able to have access to for your entire life that you're not even recognizing that you're projecting your limited thinking on other people. Number 4, possibility. We're talking about 5 things that could be stopping you from reaching your money goal. We talked about your environment, your circle. We've talked about your limited sight, not being able to see further than your current circumstances. We've talked about brokenness and how it's time for you to heal and let some stuff go. Shoving something under the rug is not healing, because eventually you're going to have to cross that path again. And when you trip over what you pushed under the rug, it only sets you back X amount of many feet. Number 4, your possibility. I want to know in the chat, let me know how many of you truly believe that it's possible for you to reach the money goal that you put on your I am statement. Hello, my name is statement. I'm sorry. Do you truly believe it? Now, let's get something clear. Okay, let's get something clear. There's one thing to see that number and say, I know I can do it. I can do that. But there's another thing to believe in the process and the responsibility that is going to be required of you to reach that goal. Because see, some of you have written this number out and you're like, listen, LaToya, I believe that I can make $500,000. But do you believe in the process and the responsibility that's going to be required of you for you to reach that goal? Because those are two different levels of belief. When we first, back in 2014, nope, 2012, when we first started the business. When we first started the business, there were so many different elements to the business. I was still trying to figure it out. I was still trying to figure out how this message was supposed to get to the people. In 2014, I was told to quit my job. I needed to transition from where I was, and I need to go into business full time. Do y'all know how scared I was? I had just had my 3rd child. And the Holy Spirit said, how are you going to encourage other people to believe in me, but you won't do it? Now, I did. I believed that I could reach a certain figure in my business. I'm like, yes, I can do it. But what I wasn't ready for was the type of faith that would be required of me as I was in the shifting process. As I was shifting from going from a house that was infected with rats and we didn't know it, I had to shift. Shifting into a 3-bedroom bungalow with 10 other people and my family of 4.5, I had to shift. Shifting into different environments, still working the business full time when everyone around me was telling my husband actually, that your wife need to go get a job. I was still shifting. And so while I believed that I could reach this figure in my business, I wasn't yet prepared to believe during those challenging times. But when you have limited sight, it's hard for you to see past those situations. It's hard for you to believe enough in the possibility of you really being able to overcome. I laugh all the time because I hear Steve Harvey's story all the time, how he was homeless for several years. I'm like, do everybody have this story? And then I looked at myself and was like, maybe so, right? Because in those times, the Bible talks about being patient and how in your season of being patient, it builds character. In the shifting of your mindset, there may be things that you are going to experience, but you have to stay focused on the goal. And you have to believe that with God, all things are possible. Do you truly believe in the possibility of you reaching your money goal? We talk about the 3 words. For the coaches who are in the NIT certification program, here's your pop quiz. Let's see if y'all got it. Tell me the 3 words that you need to completely remove from your vocabulary. I'm gonna give y'all a second because I want to see. Nobody? Is it a delay? Let me see. Okay, all right. Can afford, absolutely. What's the other 2? Anybody know? I see Siobhan typing, so I'm gonna give y'all a second. I ain't gonna put y'all on the spot because clearly three words that you need to remove from your vocabulary. Write this down. Can afford, being broke, and too expensive. Those 3 words, when you use those in a sentence, what you're doing is you are limiting your possibility. It burns me up to hear somebody say they can't afford something. It just makes me cringe. I don't care. I don't even know how much minimum wage is, but I don't care if you made minimum wage. You can afford anything you desire. The question is, are you going to believe in the process that's going to be required of you, the process and the responsibility that is required of you to reach what it is that you desire? The moment you remove the word affordability from your mindset is the moment your ideal client will show up and will invest in you what your rate is. Shalana said, if I want it, I can afford it. But will I sacrifice what's needed to get it? Because you can afford anything you want. Now, again, it may take you some time. You may have to implement some discipline. You may have to implement a new process. You may have to put a coin aside every paycheck. I don't know what your process may be, but you can afford anything you desire. The question is, can you afford the process? Tricetta said, I say I have different priorities right now, or the item is luxury priced. And that's still based on the mindset of the beholder. Because what Tricetta may consider a luxury price may not be considered a luxury price to someone else. So again, Tricetta, I'm gonna have to come for you a little bit. You still need to even take out the luxury price. Because what's your standard? Right? Say for instance, you want a $500,000 home. That's nothing to a billionaire. They looking at you sideways. But to you, you like, oh my gosh. So it sounds like we need to do what? Lift our expectations. Because money is a seed. And the moment you start to see that as you sow, you shall reap, it changes the game. Now you can say something like, at this time, I'm not ready. At this time, I'm not prepared. I need to prepare myself. I need to implement some discipline. But the moment you tell yourself what you can afford, you've already cut off your possibility of getting it. You automatically cut off your possibility of getting it. Number five is family history. Family history. We're talking about 5 things that could be stopping you from reaching your money goal. Family history. Let's talk about that for a minute. Why do I say family history? We talk about how you were introduced to money. I want you, and we're going to kind of go back and forth between number 5 and then moving into the next question of recalling the first time that you learned about money. When we talk about family history, I want you to think about the very first time you were introduced to money. What did that look like? What did that look like? Were you first introduced to money with grandma giving you a food stamp and telling you to run to the corner store to get some milk? Were you first introduced to money through a debit card? Were you first introduced to, how were you first introduced to money? Why does this matter? Because your family history plays a huge part in why you think the way you think about money. Now, I know we use words like frugal. Oh, this person is just extremely frugal, or this person is just, or maybe cheap, depending on what type of language you want to use. But I want you to think about when someone talked about money, when your parents talked about money, was it always a dreadful thing? Were you always scraping? Were you always trying to figure it out? Is that? Huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Right? So I want you to sit down. I want you to think about, what is it that, are y'all saying it's time to go and break out? Okay. Listen, y'all, they got me getting notes over here. I'm trying to understand. But I want you to think about, how were you first introduced to money? Was it through scarcity? Was it through lack? Did your parents fight about money? Right? Did someone always tell you how broke they were? Could you, when you went and asked mom or dad for something, did they tell you no because we don't have any money? When my children say, Mom, can I buy this? Can we get this? I never respond to them and tell them no because I don't have any money. Those small seeds that you're planting in your thinking is producing your limited thinking about money and what you're capable of gaining. So let's talk about how you were first introduced to money. Was it through scarcity? Let's talk about what scarcity means. It's the state of being scarce or in short supply, in shortage. Was your household always in shortage when it came to money? Did you guys struggle? Now, here's the thing. There's a couple different ways we can look at this, because we're going to look at some of the negative ways, but I want you to think of scarcity in two different ways. We can look at it as a shortage, or we can look at it as selfishness. Because sometimes when we're in a household, the parents, it may not have been a shortage, they just wasn't sharing. Or did you have an abundance of money? It was never an issue, but now you're not financially responsible. Or you feel entitled. You feel like you're supposed to get X amount of dollars because of where you've come from or what your family has done, but you don't know how to endure the shift so that you can earn your dollar yourself. What about poverty? When I looked up the word poverty, we were given two different, I would say actually it was three different definitions. The definition that I decided to use was the state of being inferior in quality or insufficient in amount. Think about that word poverty. The state of being inferior in quality or insufficient in amount. Some of you are feeling inferior in the quality that you have behind your coaching, which is causing you to think smaller than what you should be thinking about, how much money you should be charging for the transformation that you're able to provide. So do you have a poverty mindset? Are you stuck in a poverty place? People pay for what they want. People pay for what they want. It is not your responsibility to assume what people value that they want to pay for. It is only your responsibility to value your value and set the standard. Lastly, number 3 is lack. The state of being without or not having enough of something. Again, we're talking about family history. How were you introduced to money? The reason why we need to identify these things is because why? We need to pull the issue from the root. We were interested in my household. I was introduced to money scarcity. It was always a shortage. It was always a robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, it was just always, we're scrambling. And so I assumed that you had to work 2 or 3 jobs. I assumed that these were the tools that you needed so that you could become successful. When what was really required of me was a simple mindset shift for me to change how I'm looking at not only my current circumstances, but how I'm looking at my finances. So my question to you is, I want you to identify, how were you introduced to money? And if any of these 3 reasons that I've listed, there's a multitude of things that you can use. I want you to share, I want you to identify which one of these issues pertain to you. Let's go ahead and jump into our wealth wheel. So one of the things, tell me in the comments if this is something that you've heard of having multiple streams of income, having 8 streams of income and all of that good stuff, right? We've all heard of that. We've all heard of having multiple streams of income. Now, here's the thing about multiple streams of income. there's so many different ways that you can bring income into your home, whether or not it's through real estate, whether or not it's through a business, whether or not it's through a stock, whether or not it's through different avenues, however you're doing it. We're going to talk about creating 8 streams of income from your coaching business. Because here's the thing, I'm not the one of being Jack and Jills of all trades. Y'all know that. I'm not the one to tell you to sell jewelry, bake cakes, and coach at the same time. That is just not what I believe. So my question to you is, if we're going to create 8 streams of income, what does those 8 streams look like out of your coaching business? Ecclesiastes 11:2 says, but divide your investments among many places, for you do not know what risk might lie ahead. For you, it's doubled so many times. I don't know why, but you don't know what risks lie ahead. So we want to figure out, how do I create 8 different streams of income in my business? Well, the first thing we have to do is shift the way we're thinking. We have to shift our possibilities. What's possible of me? What can I create in my coaching business that's going to provide me 8 different streams of income? We've talked about coaching. Anyone else want to add? Public speaking, books, courses. So one-on-one coaching and courses are not the same thing. Okay. So one-on-one coaching, courses, membership, merchandise, podcasts. Yes, YouTube. I want you to write them out. I want you to write out your 8 streams in your notebook, on your wealth wheel. I want you to write out your 8 streams. Now, here's the thing. When you're writing out those 8 streams of income, I want you to think about how you're going to produce, because one of the things I see YouTube, I see podcasts, I see blogs. When you're doing that type of production, that type of media production, you're going to have to show up. So don't put that on your wealth wheel if you haven't even gone live on Facebook. Okay? If you talking about, oh, I can get 1 million views on YouTube and get a check, but you still talking about you won't go live, don't even put it on your list. If you talking about you want to make money off a blog, but you won't even sit down and write, don't even put it on your list. This is a time for you to be honest, because there's no way for us to shift and get you into 6 figures if you want to keep lying to yourself. I don't want you to write based off of your potential. I want you to write based off of what you're willing to go out and get. That's 2 different things. Now, we in a conference full of women, so I can go here. Some of us date based off of a man's potential. He has the potential to do this. He has the potential. I could just see so many great things out of him. And then you get with him and he sucks. But you mad because he can't see his own potential, but you can. So you tend to do that for yourself. You say, I have the potential to do this. And you make yourself sound extremely amazing, but you're not really willing to put the work in to really reach those goals. So you lie to yourself. And then you create excuses. And then you justify your excuses. So I want you to take the moment. I want you to write on your wheel. I want you to identify 8 different ways you can make money in your business. And these are 8 ways that you're going to physically do it. I'm not talking about I'm going to do this next year. I'm going to do this when. Okay, LaToya, I'm going to do my podcast, but I can't do my podcast until this. Okay, LaToya, I'm going to do my blogs, but I can't write until I do this. None of that. Because remember, this conference is about you implementing. Cool. Right? It's about you taking the step to make it happen. The Bible talks about faith without works is dead. You can hope, you can believe, you can pray, you can do all of those things. And while we serve a God who is absolutely amazing, but his word shall not return unto him void. So if you want to reap what God has for you, guess what? You're going to have to do the work. The work is going to start with you doing what? Shifting the way you think. Right? So let's go ahead and start shifting. Okay, Tricetta, then come on then. Let's go ahead and start shifting. Number one, how do you view $1,000? How do you view $1,000? Money is a seed. Change the way you view money, and it'll change the way your client views money. Change the way you view money, and it'll change the way your client views money. Maybe some of you need to start with $100. Maybe you need to start with $100. Maybe you need to say, you know what? Let me change the way I look at $100. Let me change the way I look at $1,000. Let me change your money language, change your money conversations. You should not have a conversation with anyone about money. And the moment y'all talk about 10, 20, 50,000, they looking at you sideways like, whoa, that's too much. If you're having those type of conversations, then you're talking to the wrong person. I need you to be okay with saying, oh, 50,000, that's nothing. I need you to be okay with saying, oh, 100,000, that's nothing. Listen, our speaker that's coming up next, I'll never forget. She said, what program can you offer for 100,000? I said, wait a minute. I had to pull out my pen and my paper. But the moment I changed the way I looked at 100,000 was the moment I was able to create and produce. How do you view $1,000? What do you assume to be a lot of money to pay for a coach? What do you assume to be a lot of money to pay for a coach? Understand that what you expect should be what you're willing to pay. If you're expecting 500,000, and we're going to talk about that later on, how we need to divide this 500,000. How many clients do you need to make 500,000, right? And then how much per person is the investment for you to reach 500,000? Do you have that math, right? So say for instance, I'm gonna just use for the sake of numbers, Madonna offers a $50,000 program. Is it possible? Absolutely. I was just invited to a mastermind that costs $58,000 and people are paying it. It's not even the issue. The question is, are you willing to pay $50,000 into a program so that somebody can pay $50,000 into yours? These are the things that we have to think about, right? We're always expecting something. We always want something, but are we willing to give the exact thing we're expecting to receive? Is this too much for you to earn in your own coaching business? So if you're telling a coach, or if you're saying, oh my God, I can't pay for that program is too expensive, or whatever things that you're saying to limit yourself, I want you to think about, is it too much for you to earn? Look at your name tag. Hello, my name is. I want you to be honest with yourself at this time. Who around you is making it difficult for you to achieve your money goals? Be specific. Write a name, right? Don't just say family and friends, and be specific. Who around you is stopping you from reaching or making it difficult for you to reach your money goals? Your environment matters. You'll find it extremely difficult to reach bigger when your circle can't see what you can see. There's no way I would tell someone who doesn't understand investing that I've paid $10,000 into a program. There's no way I would tell them that. There's just no way. They'll look at me all type of sideways. When I told my husband, like, yeah, I'm telling him about a program, like, yeah, this program is this, that. We're talking about it. He like, oh, okay. And it slipped. Like, oh yeah, it was $10,000. He said, huh, what? It was what? Run that back. How much was this program? Right? But it took time for that mindset shift to take place. and say, you know what? If I'm expecting to receive 10,000, I got to be willing to invest it. How does saying how much money you want to make in your business out loud, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? How does saying how much you want to make out loud, how does that make you feel? Think about it. Does it make you nervous? Do it make you afraid? Do it make you scared? Do it make you not want to say it again? How does it make you feel? So those are the questions that you have in your book that you're going to work through. And of course, we're going to take our 20-minute implementation time so that you can work through those things. But these are some things that I want you to think about, because if we're going to shift into six figures, the six figures is not the problem. The money is there, but is your mindset prepared for that moment? What are you expecting to gain? More clients equals more impact. Your investment equals bigger responsibilities. A stuck mindset equals a stuck client. Your confidence equals your cash flow. Your confidence equals your cash flow. Your environment equals your level of income. Your environment equals your level of income. Once you ladies receive your book, there is a complimentary ebook in volume 2 of the Coach My Life anthology, where I share money really does grow on trees. When I was a kid and I would ask for stuff, my mother used to reply to me, "Girl, don't you know money don't grow on trees?" And even as a kid, I kind of was like, but it does. Not just necessarily because paper is made out of trees, but I just really felt like it did. And then as I grew and understood the concept of money and sowing and reaping, money really does grow on trees. The question is, are you willing to plant the seed? Are you willing to nurture the seed? Are you willing to water the seed? Are you willing to be patient long enough for this tree to produce the money that you desire? Go back to those 8 streams. Those are seeds. Those are seeds. The moment that you sow and you water, you nurture, you grow, it will produce the harvest. Are you willing to endure the shift so that you can receive the harvest of your tree? What are you expecting to gain? So let's go ahead and let's shift. Let's open up the floor. Let's open up the Zoom room for any questions. I want to dig deeper into your money mindset and how we can better support you in shifting and uprooting some of those things that you've experienced as children, even as adults. One of the questions in the last session was, I have responsibilities. How do I do all of this? It sounds good. One of the things that I used to hear all the time from people would say, "Oh, the reason why LaToya can go full time is because she has a husband." Like, that's how people would discredit the process. "Oh, she has a husband. I don't have a husband. I'm single." Listen, so you telling me that my God only provides resources to the married? Impossible. And let me tell you, with 3 kids, a husband, a wife on one salary, it was rough. It was rough. So let's go ahead and open up the floor. Let's shift into our Q&A.
All right, guys. So we're going to shift. So what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to take your reflection time, and we're going to give you some time a little bit later to reflect on this particular session, because we have to get prepared for shifting your media. So I want you guys to, we'll give you guys a few minutes to just take some reflection time. We won't talk about it at this time, but we'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. And then we'll come back after shifting your media, and we'll have Toya come back and do the reflections piece for this particular session. Is that cool? Can I get a thumbs up if that's cool? All right, cool. So I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to do your reflections by yourself. And then we'll, as we prepare for the next session, which is shift your media, you guys can have 2 minutes for that, okay? Good time to do your reflections. Give me a thumbs up. All right. So we're going to make a transition. So we've already talked about shifting your moment, shifting your mindset, and now we're going to talk about shifting your media with Beverly Walthour. Yeah, I said that right. Y'all listen. Y'all know I get a little tongue tied sometimes. So I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Beverly when we were doing the March Madness. And I was so excited because, I mean, I had to go put my Timberlands on because she was stepping on my toes with just that session. So I am so excited to actually be able to sit in this session that she's about to train. I got my pen ready. Y'all know I throw this pen in a minute. I got my pen ready. My notebook is ready. I hope that you guys are ready to rock and roll with us. And we have a trip planned. We're not letting Toya come with us. Me and Miss Beverly, we're going to go to the water together. I'll tell you after this if y'all can come with us or not, but I am so excited and elated to be able to introduce to you guys Miss Beverly Walthour, who is an award-winning multi-six-figure business strategist, speaker, author, trainer, and consultant. And she's the CEO of BCW Business Ventures, LLC. She's also a TV and radio show host in Atlanta, Georgia. And she was the first African-American woman with her own business radio morning show. Her shows are seen and heard across the globe, and we are so excited to have her here with us today. If you're ready for Miss Beverly, go ahead and give me a "I'm ready" in the chat. I'm ready. I see Madonna says she's ready. Wynell says she's ready. Say we ready, she ready. All right, Miss Beverly, come on through. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a round of applause for Miss Beverly.
Hey. I almost went to my BC days. I was like, we ready, but I had to pull it back. We ready for the Lord. Yes, Lord. So I am going to set my timer to make sure I'm on time. Look here, y'all not going to talk about me. So boom, my timer has started. So you guys, I am super excited to be here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, LaToya, for the invitation to come and just have this conversation with you ladies. And so you guys, everything that was read in my bio is because of social media. I'm going to be straight up, flat up honest with you. Everything that I've been able to do as far as those things that were listed is because of my social media presence. And so my goal is just to kind of show you guys a few of these tips and strategies and all of that good stuff that you can do to not only if you're looking to speak and train and consult and all that stuff, but of course, also as entrepreneurs, we want to be able to leverage our social media to be able to secure speaking engagements and coaching clients and all of that stuff. So that is my goal, is to help you guys to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And so for me on my end, when I share my screen, Zoom does not like me to share my screen and my video at the same time. So I'm going to turn my video off to share my screen. If not, it's going to drop me off off Zoom altogether. Okay. So there we go. And let me make sure that I have this ability to share my screen. Boom. Okay, you guys, cool. Can you see my screen? Let me know in the chat. Just let me know yes or no in the chat. Can you see my screen? Because I'm ready to rock and roll. Madonna is on it. She answered the question before I even asked it. Okay, I love it, Madonna. Cool. I see thumbs up and all that good stuff. Cool. And so, you guys, this is my promise to you. You will be able to walk away from this training, being able to implement these things. My thing is, when it comes to me being a business strategist, my goal is, and what I've learned is, a lot of people, they will do the thing. I mean, they will read the thing, they will study the thing. Y'all know how y'all are. Y'all go in Canva, y'all spend 15 hours in Canva creating this graphic. So you're doing all this thing. Let me go on my website and check this thing over here on my website, and you're tweaking all this stuff, but we're not necessarily doing. So my goal is, as a business strategist, is to push you to actually implement, to take action, because faith without works is dead. I live by that scripture. And so once again, talking about planting these seeds and all of that stuff. So my goal is for you to be able to immediately, some of you guys actually during the Q&A, we're going to break out in the breakout group, and we're going to actually, I'm going to have you implementing some things in that. So once again, just knowing that I pray, because I saw you guys with the rest of these sessions, you have come to work, because my thing is, it's all about taking action. And so we're going to take our natural and we're going to ask God to put his super on top of our natural, that type of thing. And so let's get through a couple of these, a couple of things in the workbook. So if you have your workbook, you can go ahead and open up your workbook. And so, when it comes to shifting your media, of course, for us, before the age of social media, we know we have print, we have broadcast, which of course we currently still have those things. So like I said, there's some of you guys, you have been printed in your local newspaper, you've been in magazines, because with the online space, you have digital magazines now. So we can you can be in magazines. When it comes to broadcast, television, and radio. And so, as they know that I am a TV and radio show host, and like I said, I'm going to show you what I did to be able to secure my television and radio show, which, like I said, we film and record here in Atlanta. So it's on traditional television. So it's not like, TV, Facebook TV. No, it's a legit television station that you can tune into. The same thing, the radio station. So it's an FM station here in Atlanta. And so we're going to talk about, what I did to be able to leverage those opportunities. And then, of course, media also includes the internet. And so my thing is, we live legit because of the internet, because of just the world that we live in. We have access to each one of these types of media. Like, we don't have to ignore one over the other. Now, there are some pieces when it comes to print media and broadcast. where you want to, there's certain ways that you have to position things. It's certain resources that you need, certain connections that you need, a certain amount of time to be able to pitch. My thing is, let's focus on that last one, which is the internet. All of us, as long as you have a finger to turn your computer on and you have internet access, you have internet, then you are able to actually tap into that. So whether or not it's Wi-Fi, what was it before that? Dial-up? I don't think anybody has dial-up anymore. I think that's a thing of the past, and I'm telling my age. But we all now have access to the internet. So my thing is, and we were talking about shifting your mindset. For a lot of us, we have to shift how we view the internet and how you're using the internet. And so we're going to, specifically when it comes to the internet, we're going to talk about social media. So we're not going to talk about your website on this. We're not going to talk about your email list. We're not going to talk about your blog, none of that. For this, when it comes to shifting your media, I want to focus specifically on your social media. And see, the thing for a lot of us, when we came into the online space, specifically social media, once again, I'm going to tell my age a little bit. I came in on MySpace. And so when we came in on MySpace, it was more of a social thing. So connecting with friends. The same thing when a lot of us first came on Facebook, it was to connect with friends and family. And for a lot of us, we are still in that mindset. So just like we were talking today about making shifts, we have to also shift our mindset when it comes to how we leverage social media. Because you can legit create a six-figure, multi-six-figure business from social media. Ask me how I know. And so I want to share with you what you can do to leverage social media. So now on here, I just wrote down a couple of the social media platforms that came to mind. And so the reason why I have YouTube and Pinterest with the little asterisk beside it is because those are like search engines. So people really leverage YouTube and Pinterest to search out things. And so I've been telling my clients recently, so why not when someone goes on YouTube and they search, how to save my marriage? Why can't my YouTube video be one of the ones that pop up on there? Or once again, how to brand my business? Why can't my video be one of those YouTube videos or my blog be one of those blogs that pop up on Pinterest? So this is what I mean when I say shift your mindset when it comes to how you leverage social media. So once again, gone are the days where your social media is just for your friends and family. For some of you guys, that's the shift right there. You have to shift your thinking into asking yourself, how can I leverage my social media to build my know, like, and trust factor? How can I leverage social media to be able to get people to see me as the expert that I am, the way that God has gifted and skilled and anointed me and whatever it is that you do. So you guys, let me know in the chat. Let me know the types of coaching that I have in the chat, because I want to give specific examples to whatever type of coaching you do. So as I do this, I want to give specific examples. So as you're typing that in there, like I said, I want us to consider, how can I leverage the platform? And of course, it's key. And I tell my clients this all the time. Respect the platform that you're on. So awesome. I'm seeing all the amazing coaches that are in this training. And so I always say, respect the platform that you're on. So the way that you leverage Facebook should look different than the way that you leverage LinkedIn, because it's different. It serves a different purpose. So when I say respect the platform, that's what I mean by that. We know on Instagram, hashtags are very heavy. People literally search things out via hashtags on Instagram. The age range for Instagram is a little bit lower as far as the age range of people who use Instagram. Once again, we know Instagram is a lot more visual. So are you respecting the platform? Or, and I'm ready to step on some toes, and you guys were warned before I came on here that I do step on toes, one or two, just a little baby toe. How many of you guys are just using something like Buffer, loading the information into Buffer and just clicking the button and it goes out to your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Twitter? You don't change anything about what it is that you're doing. You're not respecting the platform. Because once again, the way that I leverage Facebook, the way that I leverage Instagram, the way that I leverage LinkedIn, it should look different. So one of the things I want you to jot down in your notes is to respect the platform. You want to make sure that you research those platforms. And so once again, a platform, one of the newer platforms at the time of this recording is Clubhouse. So Clubhouse is one of the newer platforms. And the same thing. My thing is, Bev, my clients will say, well, Bev, do I need to be on all of these? The devil is a lie. Look, you do not have to be on all of these platforms. My thing is take one of these platforms, and usually the one where your ideal client is hanging out. So once again, make sure that you're studying these platforms and knowing the demographics of your platform. So learn one of those platforms, get that master, and then you can add another one to your arsenal. It makes it so much easier for you to be able to navigate. Now, if you were like me when you came into the online space, I legit got on all of these platforms. So technically you can find me on every last one of these platforms. Now, is my content up to date on all of them? No. But once again, I don't encourage anyone to do what I did and to just get on all of these platforms. But this was my thing. I got into the online space. Somebody said, oh, you need to be on YouTube. And I'm going to show you how to grow your YouTube page and you're going to make all of this money from YouTube. So I said, okay, well, cool. Let me get over here on YouTube. And somebody said, no. The place to be is Pinterest. I'm going to show you how to create these pins and we're going to drive all your traffic to your blog. Y'all, I don't like to blog. I have a TV and radio show because I like to talk. I don't like to write. But here I was over here on Pinterest without a blog to my name because someone said I needed to be over here on Pinterest. Now the thing is Clubhouse. Okay, you need to be on Clubhouse. You guys, we have to first of all be really careful because just like social media can be absolutely amazing for your business, it can also cause you and your business to self-destruct if you are chasing all of these shiny objects, if you're all over social media, chasing all of this stuff, trying to create your your six figures and all of that stuff like that, because we need to remember as believers, God is our source for everything. All of these other things are resources. So we need to make sure that we keep that in mind. But once again, please do not tire yourself out running around on all of these platforms. Well, Bev, what do I do? Because I am on all of these platforms. Have one area that's your focus. Have one of these as your focus areas. And then, like I said, as you get a handle and a grip on that, well, Bev, how do I know I have a handle and a grip on that? What's going on with your engagement? When you put a call to action out there, are people responding to it? That's when you know you got a grip on it. When you get a grip on one, then you can add another one and put your focus on that other one. But once again, be really careful about being all over social media just because you saw a post or you saw an ad or whatever saying that this is the next best thing and you need to be on it. You need to pay attention. You need to get into the alignment with God. Okay, Holy Spirit, is this the next thing for me? That type of thing, remaining connected with the Holy Spirit. Now, what I want to talk about is what I call a social media audit. So this is something that I walk my clients through, and this generates at least 3 leads per month just by doing what we're going to talk about with your social media. So once again, take one of those social media platforms that you're on. So we'll look at one, and then the rest of them that you're on, you can do it on your own. But take one of those social media platforms that you're on. And the first thing, start with your banner. So those that have a banner, so Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, those that have a banner on there, look at your banner. How are you leveraging that banner? That is a free place for you to promo. So why not leverage that? So on your banner, think about what can I promote? So for instance, if you have a program that you're running right now, that you're offering right now, why not use the banner to promote that? If you have a Facebook group, why not use your banner to promote the Facebook group? Your freebie that you're using to grow your list. That's what I mean when I say free promo. And I need you guys to hear my heart when I say this. I know you love your kids and your dog and your husband and the church that you grew up in. But let them know, babies, look here, mama over here, she's trying to create this generational wealth. So I'm going to take your picture off this banner here. I'm going to move it over to the other photos, and I'm going to use this banner as a way to be able to promote whatever it is that I'm promoting at the time. So look at that banner as a way for you to promote. Make sure, of course, you don't have too many words on the banner. Make sure also it has a nice image of you. So it's not blurry, make sure you embed. And once again, you don't even have to quote unquote do the branded photos if you're not there yet. Our phones now are, I'm a Droid person, iPhone, all of that stuff. They take really good pictures, but make sure that it's a really good, clear picture of you. Now, if you're like a relationship coach, then yeah, it's cool to have your spouse there. Or if you're a parenting coach, then yes, it's cool to have your family there. Like that would make sense for you to have that in those types of situations like that. But once again, just make sure that your banner makes sense. Okay. Once again, don't be afraid. I see we have an emotional wellness coach, wealth coach, grief coach, business coach, productivity coach. Don't be afraid to have that in your banner as well. Because so once again, your banner is like a billboard. Think about when you're driving down the road and you see those billboards. Imagine your banner as that billboard. So ask yourself, what do I need to do? What is my billboard, quote unquote, what is my banner saying about my business right now? What is my banner saying about my business right now? So you guys, let me know in the chat, based on your banner, is your banner telling people that you are open for business? So let me know in the chat, yes or no. Based on your banner right now, is it letting people know that we're open for business? I told y'all, Madonna don't even wait till I get done with the question. Madonna's already answering my questions. Yes, I'm seeing some yes, some no's, some yes, some no's. And so those of you that are saying no, once again, ask yourself, okay, what can I do to update my banner? Like I said, definitely don't be afraid to have the titles on there. Do not be afraid to promote something that you currently have going on. And so, like I said, that is an absolutely amazing way for you to, quote unquote, have that free promo, because all of those platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, if you're on Twitter, you're able to have a banner. So why not leverage that? Amazing question. So how often is too often to update your banner? My thing is I update mine whenever I'm promoting something. So for instance, if I'm running a program, then what I will do, the duration of the time that I'm promoting my program, that's when I'll have my banner up there. And then when it's time for me to promote my next thing, I'll switch my banner up. So it's not a hard and fast rule like you change it every other month. For me, it's just a matter of, whatever I'm promoting. If I'm not promoting anything, like right now, I don't have a program that I'm promoting. So if you were to go to my Facebook page or my banner, you would see my titles and I would say, well, hey, join my Facebook group. So something like that. So if you don't have a particular program that you're promoting at that time, if you have a group, promote your group. Or if you have a freebie, a free download, a free PDF, promote that. So that way you're literally always promoting something in some sense, even if you don't have a program that's open for people to enroll. Amazing question. So like I said, those of you that said no, make a note right now in your notebook. Okay, I want to update my banner. I want to make sure that I have a nice picture on my banner. Once again, whatever it is that I'm promoting, have that on my banner. Cool. All right. The next hot spot, if you're looking to generate, and once again, 3 to 5 leads each month just by updating and doing this social media audit. The next thing that you want to look at is your bio. Now, of course, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of them, Clubhouse, all of them allow for you to have a bio. Now, the tricky part is they usually have some type of character limits. They usually have some type of character limit. So you want to respect the character limit. And so I encourage my clients, I tell them, try to at least have in there who you serve and the results you help your clients achieve. Try to get that in there. Sometimes all you can do is just get in there either like the title or who it is that you serve, just depending upon what platform it is. But once again, some of us will have in there, I'm the class of 2006. Y'all, we don't care. Use your bio as another way for free promo. Use that as a way to promote something. Because once again, when people see that bio, like I said, they know from the jump, okay, we have this relationship coach, we have this productivity coach, we have a business coach, this is who she serves, that type of thing. So leverage the bio. Some of you guys don't have anything written in your bio. Or like I said, some of you guys, you have your job, you have your I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a candlestick maker. Like if you candlestick maker, put that in there because that is a job. But once again, look at how you can leverage your bio. That is what I call free real estate. So how are you leveraging that to let people know that you are in business? Does that make sense, you guys? So once again, make sure that you're leveraging your bio. Some of them, you have a character limit. So you want to be really, you have to be very strategic about how you use it. And the same thing, you can update your bio too. You can always update your bio when you need to. All right, let's keep it moving. Okay, so I have my banner, I have my bio. Now, of course, we know with social media, it's a visual platform, period. And so you want to look at if you're using images, on your social media. Just make sure that it's a clear image. You guys, gone are the days of blurry photos. Like, stop doing that. Gone are the days of blurry photos. So if it's blurry, and y'all know how y'all do anyway, you take a selfie, y'all know good and well you take it, you look at least 10, minimum 10 times we snap that photo. So find the best one out of that selfie and use that. So make sure that it's a clear photo. My clients will tell you this when it comes to, the images that we use. A lot of times, especially, and I know the purpose behind this, but a lot of us, we will spend hours and hours trying to create these graphics, that we're trying to use to sell and promote our services. And you guys, I'm going to step on some toes when I say this, because I know there's some coaches on here that tell otherwise. But you guys, you don't necessarily have to have a graphic to promote your services. I legit have $6,000 programs. I don't have a graphic that goes along with it. You know what I do use though? I'll use a selfie of me in my office, or I may use one of my branded photos because I did pay, a couple of dollars for those photos. So I'll use those. But don't feel like you have to have graphics in order for you to promote your services. So some of you guys don't promote anything because you're like, well, hey, I'm waiting on my graphic designer to finish up my graphics. And so you're not doing anything. So while you're waiting, take a selfie. Because my thing is, I would prefer that selfie versus this graphic thing that's there. Because my thing is, I want, when someone in my case is looking to close more clients, they're looking to generate more revenue in their business, I want my face to be the thing that pops up in their mind. So I don't mind it being a selfie. Once again, as long as it's clear, I check my background and make sure there's nothing crazy in the background, and then just use that. So I don't want you guys to not do, because you feel like you have to wait on these branded graphics. In the meantime, use your selfie. If you have branded photos where you went and did a branding shoot, then use those. You don't have to have a graphic. First of all, a lot of you guys have too many words on the graphic to begin with anyway. But once again, I just want to set someone free. You don't have to have branded graphics in order for you to promote a program. Like I said, I have $6,000 programs and I don't have a graphic that goes along with it, and I sell out my programs. So you don't have to have those graphics like that. Okay, and then the final piece when it comes to your social media is your content. What are you putting out there? And once again, another toe stepper. Stop with just putting these scriptures and motivational posts out there. Stop it. Because then you get frustrated and upset because you're not hitting your revenue goal. I'm not going to pay you to give me a scripture. I'm not going to pay you to give me a motivational post. Now, can you have that as a part of the type of content? Yes. Anyone that knows me knows I love God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, scripture, and all that stuff, and I will have that on my pages. But that is not the bulk of my content. So for some of you guys, when you go back and do this social media audit and you look at your content, so I tell my clients, look at the last 5 posts that you had. Out of the last 5 posts, if 4 of them was a scripture or something motivational, and then the 5th one was you with a plate of your food and what you had for dinner last night, and then you were mad and upset because you didn't hit your revenue goal, how were you so? I don't understand. Like what you were doing, what you're putting your action behind, and we talked about that mindset shift, is not in alignment with what you were saying that you desire. So you want to make sure that you have a variety of content out there. You want to make sure that it's clear as far as who it's for. So when you're talking to your ideal client, make sure that your ideal client knows that you are talking to him or her. Make sure that you put out content consistently. So then the question is Bam, what's consistently? Do I have to post something every day? Bam, do I have to post something 3 to 5 times a day? What is consistent to you? How often do you want to generate revenue in your business? That's how I answer. If you want to generate revenue every day, put out something every day. But my thing is, make sure that it is quality. Don't just put it out because Bear said, well, hey, if I want to make money today, I need to put something out. Make sure that it's quality content. Make sure that it resonates with your ideal client. Make sure you have content out there that has a call to action. Everything doesn't have to be buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. But you do want to make sure that you do have content out there that has some type of call to action where you get people to interact and engage with your content. So the same thing, go back and look at the last 5 posts. What was your call to action? So like I said, some of you guys, you either you don't have a call to action or you go to the other extreme and everything is buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, but I don't want your stuff. So what you want to do is make sure that you have a variety of content. Once again, making sure that it's clear, consistent, and that you have a call to action. You guys, let me know in the chat, does this make sense? Does this make sense? I see some of you guys, your hands just scribbling across the page. Yes, Madonna, you already know. So you guys, like I said, look at your content that you're putting out there. Can your ideal client tell that you are open for business? Can your ideal client look at your content and say, okay, well, she has a spot that's open for her one-on-one. Or, hey, she has 3 spots that's open in her group coaching program. Can people look at your content and tell that you are open for business? And once again, if your answer is no, my thing is I can't change anything that happened up until this moment, but I can change what I do after this moment. So that's what I want you to keep in mind. So if your answer is no, my thing is make that decision, that mindset shift. Okay, I'm getting this information. I'm on this conference. I want to make sure that I'm not just receiving information. I want to make sure that I'm actually taking action. Once again, faith without works is dead. So I want to make sure that I'm actually implementing what it is that I'm doing. Good question, Alicia. So Alicia said you were speaking of on your business page, correct? I'm talking about all your pages. And this is another thing. And once again, I know I got some social media people on here. It's going to be like, bam, bam. You guys, once again, you being an entrepreneur is a part of your personal, you as a person as well, correct? So on your personal page, you can have business stuff, but hear what I'm getting ready to say. For instance, Facebook Terms of Service says you should not use your personal page primarily for business. So remember what I said, your page shouldn't just be buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. You want to have a variety of content. And so you being an entrepreneur is a part of who you are. So even on your personal page, you can have your business stuff on your personal page, but it should not be every single post that you have. So yeah, your personal page, your business page, if you have a Facebook group. Now I know some of you guys, you're like, Bev, I'm hiding from the man right now. Bev, I don't want my boss to know that I have a business, and I get it because I was there before I was in my business full time. I get it. So once again, I had a couple of things I would sprinkle on there, or I created a list so the people who were my coworkers, they couldn't see my content. Y'all look, where there's a will, there's a way. What we talk about, what you have to look. Y'all, we are females. And there, I think that there's one guy on here. But women, y'all know we're crafty. Y'all better make that stuff work, figure it out. So like I said, you have a couple of things that might be on your personal page, you have your business page. And for me, I created it. That was another reason why I created a Facebook group. Because I could do what I want to in the group. Nobody was going to see that. So figure it out. Figure out what you can do. Once again, Messenger is going to be your friend as well. If you're, if you're trying to hide from the man or whatever it is, utilize Messenger as well. So you can use all of those platforms to do so. Exactly. We will definitely find a way. We will find a way. And so you guys, this piece, once again, is what I base a lot of when I'm coaching my coaching clients, I base it a lot on these 4 components of how to leverage your social media. Remember what I said, shift your mindset when it comes to your social media. Well, Bam, my mama and them on here, I know my mama don't want to read this. Call your mama and say, Mama, hey, I told you I want to buy you that house over there. Well, in order for me to buy you this house, I got to go handle my business over here. She'll understand. I tell my people all the time, I'm okay if my friends and family unfollow me, unfriend me. If they're real friends, they have my phone number. They can call me, they can text me. Some of you guys worried about people. Why are you worried about those people? They're not worried about you. They don't pay your bills. My thing is you are on assignment. And that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on serving the people that God has called me to serve. And so once again, leverage your social media to create that quality content, add value, have a variety of content that you put out there. Thank you. I'm just saying, thank you. Thank you. Money needs me. I can't worry about other folks' opinion. So think about the type of content that you're putting out there. Vary your content. Once again, you guys, this is the piece that's missing with social media is this second bullet. Making quality connections, build, relate. It's the first word in social media is social. Don't just look at people as a dollar sign. As believers, that shouldn't even be our mindset anyway. Once again, how can I make this person's life better? What can I do to impact someone else's life? Because I promise you, when you create the impact, the revenue, the income is going to come as well. So build those relationships with people. Engage with what I call quality conversation. Utilize Messenger. Well, Bev, I just get tired when somebody send me a friend request and the next thing they do is ask me to buy. That's not what I said. I said build a relationship. Hopping in Messenger and just trying to sell. That's not building a relationship. But utilize Messenger to make connections with people. You can check in with people. Start there. My thing is, how in the world can you sell your coaching services to someone if you don't even know if they need it? So you shouldn't just be sending someone a friend request and then hopping in Messenger and asking if they want to buy something. That doesn't make sense, because what problem do they have? You have to ask questions first in order for you to know the problem. So you shouldn't even jump in there just asking them to hop on a call with you anyway. So keep that in mind. And then once again, what I call quality conversion, that's you asking for the sale. My thing is, if you're like, well, Bev, my revenue goal for this week is $2,500. How many people this week did you ask for the sale? So how are you going to hit your $2,500 revenue goal if you're not asking people for the sale? You have to keep that in mind. Ask for the sale. And this is the biggest part for us, is to actually open our mouths and ask for the sale. Because, Bev, what if they say no? Bev, what if they cuss me out? Bev, what if they think I'm salesy, scammy? What are all those other words we use? Is that your intention? Is it your intention to impact someone? So when you ask them for the sale, you're asking people for the sale that you feel like you can actually impact, that you feel like you can actually support and make a difference. So if that is your intention, your intentions are pure. And so if anyone responds contrary to that and they get out of pocket and all that stuff, like, that's not about you. It is not about you. Your intentions were pure. Based on the conversation, you extended that offer because you thought that you could support them. My thing is this, I am this right here, and I'm talking to other women and people of God. I think you are doing someone a disservice if you do see that they have something that they are struggling with and you can support them and you don't offer it to them. My thing is, that's like you seeing someone out there laying, what's the story about the Samaritan on the side of the road? That's how I equate it. I can keep walking past them, seeing them over there in the side of the road, bleeding and everything, and say, well, hey, I'll wait for the next coach to do that. I'll do that. I'll wait for the next coach. Yeah, look, man, I'm over here camping trying to create this graphic. I'm just saying. Versus you going over there and at least extending the offer. Now, whether or not they go forward, that's on them. But you did your part. You did your part. So how many times this week did you do your part by asking for the sale? And then the last part that I have for you guys with this content, the 4 types of content. Because once again, we want to make sure that it's not just buy my stuff. So a lot of times people will say, well, Bev, I don't know what to post. Bev, I don't know what to send my email. I don't know what to send to my emailers. I don't know what to blog about, all of that stuff like that. So these are just 4 types of content that you can actually put out there to be able to actually have that clear and concise content. So you can have content that connects with your audience where they are getting to know you. That builds the know, like, trust factor. For those of you, if you follow my social media, you see I got my little garden growing over there. Look here, y'all not gonna be able to tell me nothing. The next title after author, speaker, trainer is gonna be farmer Bev. Y'all wait till I get my tomatoes up here growing. And so, but that's a way for people to get to know me. So once again, show the other side to you outside of you being a coach. Connect with them on a personal level. Whatever you're comfortable with them knowing about you out there on social media, because it's out there forever and ever. And then what can you do to get to know your audience? So put content out there that will allow for you to get to know your audience as well. So what you can ask them questions, you can do surveys, you can say, hey, I'm a dog person. How many dog people do I have out there? Boom. That's you getting to know who's in your audience. Then you want to have content. Now, this is the content that highlights you as an expert. So this might be you putting out tips, strategies, resources out there that show you as the expert. Dispelling myths that's in your industry. And then the final type of content is lead generation. So that content where you're putting out there where either one, you're letting them know, hey, I have 5 spots open in my program. It's for, busy moms who are looking to start their side hustle. Or you're saying, hey, I'm looking for the next 5 people who are looking to shift their mindset to be able to go for that promotion. Is that you? So that is what I mean when I say lead generation and lead and traffic generation type of post. So once again, when you vary your content with these 4 types of posts, you have that variety. People see you as the expert, but they also get to know you as well. And so, like I said, you guys, legit, me doing this stuff here, this was how I was able to, once again, create a multi-6-figure business. The television and radio show, the executive producer saw some content that I had over there on Twitter. You guys, my background is in education and training. I was the middle school teacher. I was a middle school math teacher. My background is not in communications. But because of my social media presence, she saw it, reached out, like, hey, we're looking for some business expert for, to be a business expert on our TV show for one of our other hosts. That's how it got there. So once again, leverage your social media and watch what happens. Show up consistently. All right? So ladies, like I said, I promise you, do this, especially that social media audit, and watch what you are able to do. Ladies, my time is up for this portion of the training. So you guys, like I said, social media is a powerful resource. Use it.
All right. That was perfect. And then she kept her own time. So let's give it up for Miss Beverly one time. All right, guys. So listen, this is the Q&A portion. So this is the time where you guys can stop, come off mute if you need to, and ask Miss Beverly any questions that you would like to ask. I got to figure out how to see full screen. Miss Beverly, can you stop sharing your screen for me?
Yes, ma'am. Here we go.
Perfect. Now I can see everyone. All right. So is there any questions for Miss Bev?
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
In the social media audit, I was so busy checking my social media that I missed what C was. It was bio, something, and then content.
Let me go back. So your images.
Okay.
So yep, just making sure those images, because that's what I actually want us to, just like Trisetta said, I want us to go look at our social media. I want us to go do an audit right now to make sure your stuff is on point, you guys, because like I said, this is an amazing way, something that's free. And when I say free, we don't have to pay for social media, but you do, it's your time. You do have to give your time. So, that part, but being able to leverage social media for that as just a really good way for a lead generation source. And like I said, being able to build these relationships and collaboration opportunities, all this amazing stuff.
How is it, Miss Beverly, that I'm Sandra Cobb. I don't know where I am on your screen. How do we make YouTube turn it into a revenue stream for us?
And so I am not an expert on YouTube. So if there's a YouTube expert on here, definitely chime in. But one thing, because like they have, like if you get a certain number of subscribers, you can start, having ads and monetizing and all that stuff. So there are people who are YouTube experts. That's not my zone of genius. YouTube is not. But one thing that you do want to do, even like your content. So for instance, with YouTube, you can now use hashtags in there. So use the hashtag that your people would use. Also, that description is like I think it's called a description where you put like what the video is about. Mm-hmm. That's an SEO search engine. So you want to use keywords in there too. So then that way, when someone's searching, how to, save my marriage or whatever it is they're searching for, if you have those keywords in the description, it'll pull your video up too. So YouTube is a search engine. So kind of keep that in mind too. And then of course, you can have links and stuff in there as well. But yes, LaToya said, there you go. Look in the comments. Like they have some more stuff in there when it comes to YouTube. But yeah, you can put your links in there, all of that good stuff. So those are some of the ways that you can do that.
Thank you.
Oh, a million views equal a check. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Let me go and get back on YouTube over there.
Any other questions?
I have a question in regards to Miss Beverly's zone of genius, and that is closing the sales in the DM. Okay, let's talk about it because we trying to get paid over here. Okay, start to 6-figure. Okay, shift conference.
And you guys, the main thing to remember with Messenger, like I said, it's that relationship building part, but you have to be comfortable. So say for instance, for me, when it comes to me leveraging Messenger, so first of all, when I put content out there, or even when I do a live, I'm very super crystal clear on who the content is for. So if I'm doing a live and I say Christian female coaches, join this live if you want to sign your next client in the next 7 days, right? See how super crystal clear I am on that title. So if anyone jumps on that live, then more than likely they are a Christian female coach who wants to sign their next client in the next 7 days, right? So anyone that hops on this, so if they're leaving comments and all that stuff like that, my thing is what I'm going to do, I can now hop in Messenger. I can start it off first. Thank you so much for joining my live. I've now put my foot in the door to now start this conversation. Now, I always said they were raised right. They have manners. When you say thank you, they're going to say you're welcome, right? And so then I'll say, well, hey, what in that live resonated with you? You see what I'm doing? So now I put my foot in the door, and now I knock on the door, said thank you. And now I'm getting ready to start this conversation with them. And so, asking them what resonated with them. Hey, how long has this been a challenge? Oh, what have you been doing to help you with that challenge? Why isn't that working for you? You see what I'm doing? So that's kind of like my way, because my thing is they're there for a reason, right? Those of you that have Facebook groups, those people are in your Facebook group for a reason. Ask them what do you want? Now, I don't say what you want, but I will figure out why you were connected to me. Those people who connect with me on social media, if they're not my family and my friends, why are you connected to me? I need to know why. Because once again, how can I serve you? So if they're not my client, which everybody who's connected to me is not my ideal client, but maybe the two of us can get together and collab. Or maybe I can refer them to someone else. Hey, I might need their services, but I won't know unless I ask. And so that's what it's all about. So anyone that connects with me on social media, we have a conversation in Messenger. So if someone sends me a friend request, thank you so much for the friend request. What about my profile made you want to connect with me? I need to know what's going on. And so that's the thing with social media. And that's where a lot of us we get afraid or whatever. But my thing is, why are you connected with a stranger? Like, you don't know me. And so my question is, I want to know what it is. How can I serve you? But I won't know if I don't ask them. That part right there, it's about being social on social media.
Awesome. Any more questions?
I think I have a quick one on what she just said. So do you do that before or after you accept the friend request? The last
I do. So when someone sends me a friend request, I go on their page and I look. This is just certain things. Well, for me, because of who I serve, I can clearly tell whether or not they're a coach. I can't tell if they're Christian. Sometimes I can, but I can tell they're a coach. So if they're a coach, I'll go through and I'll look at their page. If they're not a coach, and I'm looking for certain things on their pages, for me, I'm like, if all they have is preaching, scripture, or they just sharing all this. Look, I have a pastor, I have a church home. I don't need you to. No, I'm good. But it's certain things that I look for. But if they are clear and good, then I accept their friend request and then I hop in and I ask them the question. I know some people do it in reverse, but if someone is not your friend, it goes into that other request folder and they may or may not see. Now, if I do, accept them and, I ask them a question, they say something funny or they do something funny or they try to sell me something, you know what I do? I say thank you, and I click the unfriend button, and I go on about my business. I don't then hop on Facebook and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm sick and tired of people sending me every time I send a friend request." I don't have time. That's the wrong energy. That's not what God wants me focused on. So I just silently disconnect with them, and I say a little prayer. God, I wish them well, and I go on about my business. Thank you, Felicia.
Anyone else? Okay, so I want to do two things really quickly. I want us to take a few minutes and go do a social media audit.
Yes.
So she talked about that earlier. Let's just take a moment, pull up your social media. I know the majority of us are on Facebook, so let's check your Facebook up. I know I don't have a banner, so I'm gonna do better. Don't nobody go look at.
All right, Jasmine. I don't know if we gonna go on the trip.
Better.
I don't know if we can go on the trip. You can't go unless your banner together. You gotta get your banner together first.
My banner gonna be together next week on 33rd. No. Yeah, she told me that if I don't get my banner together, then we can't go on a trip. So I'm gonna have it ready. So take a moment, go check out your social media, check out your images, and tell us what someone would see when they came onto your social media page. Would they know that you are a coach? Would they know that you're ready to serve them? I gotta do my LinkedIn banner too.
And I have a confession to make. I was talking to a client of mine today, and she said, "Bev, I haven't seen you live in a minute." You guys, people are watching you. People are always watching. And so it threw me off a second because she's right. Those of you, if you follow me, I go live at least once a week. That's at least once a week. But I'm not promoting anything right now. And so that's how I kind of tapered off a bit. But it kind of caught me off guard because she said it. She kind of called me out, not in a bad way. But you guys, people are always watching you. So I just want you to keep that in mind. People are, even if they don't ever, I legit had people invest $8,000 and $9,000 with me. They've never commented on anything, but people are always watching.
Absolutely. So how are we looking on social media, guys?
Okay, Trisetta said her last 5 posts on Facebook were business related.
Toya said, yes, they know I'm ready. We know you ready. She live every Monday for Maximize.
Look, yes, I might get my notification like, LaToya live. I'm like, hey. Yes.
I do have my LinkedIn banner up. I will say that. I don't have a banner on Facebook because I do more business on LinkedIn, but I'll do better on Facebook.
There we go. Is your bio together over there on LinkedIn, Jasmine? Do you want me to go check that bio out? You want me to go check that bio out?
I got the banner. All right, guys.
I said bio and banner.
I'm gonna have a bio next week too. All right, guys. So listen, let's take the last few minutes as you're doing your audit and do your reflections. We want you to do your reflections. So we'll give you guys a few seconds to do your reflections, and then we'll pull somebody. I'll let Miss Beverly pick someone to go through the reflections with them. Yes, both pages describe me as a forgiveness coach. I will now put my offers in the banner. That's right, Miss Sandra.
Yes, I love that. A 3-day challenge.
Okay, Miss Trisetta has a 3-day challenge coming up.
And I love that. Once again, she has a challenge coming up. So why not use my banner? So when people come to my page, what's the first thing they're going to see? They're going to see her banner up there.
3 of my 5 are business related, but I don't show up as the expert. All right. All right, ladies, are we working on our reflections? All right, we'll give you guys 2 minutes to do that, and then Miss Beverly will pick someone, and then we'll have the conversation on reflections with someone.
Cool.
I need to restructure my social media. I'm shifting. That's right, Shalina. We shifting. Shalina, did I say your name properly? Is it Shalina? Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're doing our reflections. How will this training help you reach 6 figures in your coaching business? And then we want you to list 3 ways you will apply the information learned to reach this goal. My banner and my bio will be up next week because we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Let's do this.
Lena. Okay, Lena, I got you. I'll give you guys 1 more minute. Come on, Siobhan. Little Einstein. Y'all know I'm always, this music always in my head. You guys got 1 more minute, and then we're going to talk about reflections. Because I thought this was amazing. Today, we've talked about shifting your moment, your mindset, and your media. And I'm like, it's only day 1.
Yes.
No.
It's only day 1. All right, so Miss Beverly, you select someone and let's have a conversation with them and do the reflections. Who would you like to?
Okay, let's see. I'm scrolling a little wheel over here. Let's see. Is that Janae? Janae Stevens? Is she available to come off mute?
So, to be totally honest, I left reflections blank and I just went straight to the 3.
Look, Janae ready to put that. Look, she like, look, I didn't take some action. Look here.
So first of all, while you were talking, I changed my banner, like effective immediately. So I know that I need to utilize my social media more effectively. And you really hit home for me when you said, when I go live, I need to be, who is this live for? And also, I'm real big on building relationships and making connections. So I have tons of strangers on my social media page. Today, I planned on going through my page, removing some individuals so that I can make room for more, right? Because we only have 5,000 friends that's, able to be on Facebook because that main tool, right? So I need to remove some people so that I can make room for more.
I love what Janae just said. Everything about what she just said about being able to take action. And when she made the comment about your list, you guys, if you notice on the PowerPoint, I said connect with people. Make a goal. Okay, I'm going to connect with at least 5 people a day. So why not start with people who are on your friends list and start there?
Hey, Miss Beverly, I always tell people that your network.
Yes.
Is your net worth.
I love it. So you guys, even listening to what Janae just said, look at what you can do. All of us have people that are connected with us. Like I said, people, I'm like, I don't know these 4,700 people that's connected. I probably know about 10 that's connected to me. So I don't even know who these other 4,700 people are. And just like Janae said, there are times where I'll go through and weed people off my list. I'm like, look, just like she said, I want to make room for those people that can either I can bring something into their lives or they can bring something into my life, that type of thing, making it symbiotic.
And Janae, what kind of coach are you?
I'm here to figure it out.
Well, let's do that. Let's do that.
Look at God.
Awesome. So listen, can we just give it up for Miss Beverly?
Amen.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Miss Beverly, as always, amazing, awesome job. You can check me out next week. I'm gonna have everything ready.
I just sent your connection request on LinkedIn, just FYI.
Oh man. Okay, listen, I'm gonna accept it, and I'm gonna be ready. I promise. I'm gonna be ready next week. Now, Don't be looking for it this weekend. Next week, I'm gonna be ready.
And we got you recorded too. Okay, cool. I got you.
Dang, man. No. I'm gonna be ready. All right, cool. So awesome job. So thank you so much, Miss Beverly. Really quickly, before we go into the next phase, I want to stay right here at reflection. So we have Toya with us. So we're gonna slide back a little bit to Toya, and we're gonna do the reflections from her section. So go back a few pages, grab your books. We gave you guys time to do your reflections from shifting your mindset. A lot of that was money mindset. Are you ready? You ready? Look, she across the room from me. First of all, can y'all just pray for us? Because y'all know we get together, I don't know what happens every time we get together. We're gonna do all right? So we're gonna do good? No? I tried, y'all. I tried. So Toya, you ready? All right. So we're gonna have her do her reflections from the mindset. So Toya, would you like to select somebody to review the reflections with?
Yeah, so listen, first, thank you so much.
I'm muted. Okay.
Okay, cool. So thank you so much, Bev, for jumping in and sharing with us how to shift our media. You are always the bomb. We already know that. It's so funny. One of the team members was like, "Hey, don't forget your camera's on," because my face was all balled up. I'm like, they used to it. They already know. Like, she over here to my reflections for something I said 30 minutes ago. How I'm supposed to remember this? All right. So let's jump into the reflections of shifting your mindset. We talked about shifting your mindset. And so while Beverly did a fantastic job with helping us shift our media, this is actually a perfect time to jump into shifting your mindset, because the way that you're thinking about your social media, the way that you're thinking about money, these all are important areas that we have to focus on. So who would like to jump in and share how they were able to apply what we talked about during Shift Your Mindset to building your six-figure coaching business? Anybody want to jump in? Y'all want me to pick somebody?
No. I can go ahead. So
okay, come on, Miss Madonna.
So for me, I put, as far as where it was saying, how will this training help you reach the six figures? So for me, I was like, I need to look for a 6-figure and 7-figure environments. That's number one. And the 3 ways that I would be able to apply this. The first one was to examine the seeds that I already have and prune them for optimum growth. And the second one is offer myself the $500,000 monthly profit goal as an affirmation. So that is something that I would like to put on a post-it notes, find a scripture for, and to find someone else who has already achieved that and to learn from them. The third thing is to take more time with limited sites and give myself a little bit more time to expand that thought process, that vision, in order to expand my reach.
Okay. One of the things that I love what you just said was being around the 7-figure community, being around other people who are shifting in that direction or who's already in that space. So again, we're talking about things that you can start implementing now so that you can reach that goal. While Madonna may feel like, she's still pulling, Madonna just needs to be consistent in what she's already doing. There isn't much more adding that you need to do. It's more so you just driving it. The more you drive it, the more clear it'll be, and the easier it'll get for you to hit that goal. So you're in that space where you've shifted. You're just in that shifting. So you're in that pivoting place. It's nothing more that you need to do. It's just more so you just driving it and keep doing it and just keep doing it, and you good. You good. Okay, cool. Anyone else want to jump in and share how they're going to shift their mindset to hit their 6 figures in their coaching business? Miss Sandra.
I don't want to talk too much because I'll just talk to you any other time I want to talk to you if somebody else wants to take the time.
I'll share.
That's what this time is for.
I'll share.
Okay, Miss Crystal.
Hey, Dr. Crystal.
Hey, Miss Coach LaToya. So, LaToya, and I have to add this, she put on my box, Dr. Crystal, you've played it safe long enough. Your massive shift is on the other side of your safety net. So, when I was thinking about the mindset shift, I was thinking about probably when we went back to the money and the mindset that after my divorce, I had to start all over again. And so, not really having anybody to help me, so to speak. So, I guess when I look at this, the safety part has kind of caused a barrier because financially, I still work full time, so it's like I'm building this cushion, and so it feels safe. So I guess I have to release that because I don't want to experience financially what I experienced before. But trusting God, and my scripture is Genesis 12:2. He will make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. So I have to believe that and come out of my comfort zone. If that makes sense.
It does. So as you were speaking, I didn't hear safety net. I heard hiding place.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I hide.
That's that because what you've done is you've gotten comfortable in your accolades, and you've gotten comfortable with how the world values your accolades, and because that's what you've always strived for. It's been good enough, and so your good enough is not good enough.
Right. I just read a quote last night that said, what got you here won't get you there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's it.
That's it. And even though I was reading to prepare for a training elsewhere, that was for me.
Yeah, that's good. You got to come out of hiding. It's so much. We're gonna save this because I can keep going, especially with you, because you really do undervalue what you have. Okay, anybody else? Because I go and we got more time. They already told me I talk too much.
When it comes to looking,
Angela, and then we'll come back.
Sorry.
Miss
Am I going on or off?
No, off. We're gonna bring in Angela first, and then we'll bring in Miss Sandra. There we go. Yep, you'll need to come off mute, Angela. There you go. Oh, we still can't hear you. Okay, while Angela is trying to figure out her sound, let's go ahead to Miss Sandra.
When you talked about my first introduction into money, for me, I realized that it was scarcity, but it's drilled in my head. I forever hear it when going out somewhere, and I would say, "Mommy, could I have?" And her response was always, "We can't afford it." It was just, and then I got to the point where I would say, "Mommy, can we have?" "Oh, I already know, we can't afford it." But what it did to me is a very young kid in elementary school, it told me to save my money, because my thinking was, well, if we had saved up for it, then we could afford it, right? So I've always been a saver, and I'm just big on saving now. So I think that's to my advantage. to a point, I just start breaking loose of realizing that I can invest in myself. I'm worth investing in myself. So that was, I didn't call it a scarcity mindset, but it really was a scarcity mindset that I had. What going forward, and we had already touched on some of this, Coach LaToya, about the wealth wheel, how I've added some things that I didn't have before, because now I realize that I can do it. Right. And those are revenue streams that I can enter into. And actually now I have a ninth one after hearing Miss Beverly. So I'm going to put some dollar figures to these to hit my income that I want to hit.
Absolutely. Really quickly, I want you to think about the differences between being financially responsible and being a hoarder. Because what we do when you are raised in an environment where there's a shortage, as Sandra just said, now she wants to save, 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 because she never wants to be put in that position that she was in as a child. However, what it then creates on the other side of that is hoarding. So you're holding everything because it's still scarcity, even though your bank account may say one thing, but if you're afraid to spend it, if you're afraid to invest, if you're afraid to use it, then it still goes against, where you're trying to go. So you want to determine, am I being financially responsible, or am I hoarding because I'm afraid that I won't have it, that it won't come again?
I have the answer.
Okay.
Because you've asked that question before. I'm not hoarding. I really check myself because I give, I spend as needed, and I do invest, and I give. So, I'm not holding on to it so tight that it doesn't leave my hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I only check myself because of you asking that question.
Cool. Yes, being a good steward. Absolutely. Okay, so did we have anyone else that wanted to share how they were able? Did I hear someone? Oh, Angela. Did we get Angela's sound together? Did she say something in the chat? Nope, it's down. Hold on one second, Angela. We looking for you. Hold on one second. Oh. Okay. For me, it would be using my wealth wheel and changing my surroundings and walking in my plan of action. Okay, so Angela said for her, it'll be using her wealth wheel, changing her environment, and what was the other? Walking in your plan of action. So that, to walk in her vision and purpose. So with that why wheel, again, the biggest thing with that is surrounding yourself around people who have multiple streams. Listen, the conversation is different. The conversation is different when you are surrounded around people who are constantly going after something. When you surround yourself around we've heard this before, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. But when you are around people who are okay with being mediocre, and so we try to run from that word, we may feel like, oh, I don't want to say that, it sounds so terrible. But if you're okay with people who settle, if you're okay with being around people who say, I'm gonna take what I'm gonna get, that's not the right type of thinking. If you're still working your 9 to 5, I'm just gonna do what they tell me to do. I'm gonna take what I can get. Whatever they give me, I'm okay. This type of limited thinking is what will continue to keep you stuck. It's what will continue to keep you stuck. Cool. Anyone else? We're good, Jay? Want to jump into?
Absolutely. I want to jump into the next part. I want y'all to know that one of the coaches just friended me on social media. She hit me in my inbox. I ain't gonna say no names, but she hit me in my inbox like, I'm gonna be looking for your banner. And so my response was, what about my profile made you want to connect with me? I had to ask her why she here. Why you here, Ike? Why is she here, Ike? because we're trying to check towards some. You always on us. Don't worry, I'm gonna have it done. I'm not gonna say who it was, but she know I'm gonna have it done. All right, guys. So let's shift a little bit. Let's shift. Listen, y'all. I'm trying to focus on this camera up here, but I want to see y'all faces. Okay, so we have a highlight today. We will be highlighting one of our coaches, Miss Tiffany Shoemaker. Can we give it up for Miss Tiffany? You ready, Tiff? Come off mute. Let's talk.
I am ready.
All right.
Hello, hello.
Say hi to everyone. Everyone say hi to Tiffany.
Good evening, ladies. It's been a phenomenal night. I am full.
Listen, every time we do something like this, y'all know I always be like, well, the doors of the church are open, because it always feel like we just had a full service, right? Okay, Tiff. So I believe, what toy? You doing this with me? I'm doing this by myself. Oh, there she go. All right, come on, listen. Y'all know we always do this together. She says she gonna be quiet, but she'll be talking in a minute, you know. All right, Tiff. So tell us what you do and who do you service?
So, ladies, I am Tiffany Shoemaker, your identity coach. I help single professional women break free from trauma cycles and reclaim their identities by recognizing and eliminating repetitive toxic behaviors.
Come through. Because that last part, I don't think I heard that part before. Is that part new?
It's new.
So listen, tell us one more time. Tell us one more time.
I help single professional women break free from trauma cycles and reclaim their identities by recognizing and eliminating repetitive toxic behaviors.
I love that. I love that. I see Siobhan was snapping. I'm gonna snap too. Okay, Tiff. So, why did you start working with Toya in Chase Great? What made you say I'm ready?
To be perfectly honest, I saw the work that was being done with another coach, and I had been following her journey. And when she started making changes and shifts in her life and in her business, I asked her, I said, what are you doing and who are you working with? I want to know. And when she told me Coach LaToya, I became a part of the Start to Six Figures group. And I just observed. I tend to be very quiet and reserved at times. And I kind of sat back and I said, you know what? I got to get my work done. I'm leaving my job in January. I'm starting my coaching business and I want to do this right. So Coach LaToya was just it. It was just it. I started listening to her lives on Mondays and reading the emails that were coming through. And this was just the right community for me to be in.
So having been in the community for some time, how do you feel about the community now?
I am in love. I'm in love, but I need to get some work done. The community has kept me accountable and has really pushed me outside of my comfort zone. The level of camaraderie between the other coaches I get to witness on a regular basis. Like I said, I'm quiet, so I tend not to say a lot, but I listen and I follow. And I want to say that the biggest changes that happen for me are in the group and on the group calls when I'm able to get on. It's transformational. And it's been really, really rewarding. And I have to say that the content, it pushes you to focus. It's not just about focusing on your niche. It's just not about narrowing down. You get focused on everything. It's clarity. And that's what I've gotten. I've been so all over the place that Chase Great has given me the opportunity to really align myself with my business, with who I want to serve, with the people that I want around me. And so it's just been a blessing all the way around.
That's so awesome to hear, because we're all on those calls, and you're absolutely right. Those group calls are always amazing and transformational, and there's a lot of insight. But I love the community, and one thing I talk about all the time is the community. Is that we are a community of coaches that supports, and we hold each other accountable, and we have each other's backs, and I absolutely love that. So, what internal shifts have you had to make to shift into the space that you're in right now in your business?
I've had to learn to get out of my own way. Our first session today was huge on excuses. What excuses are you telling yourself? How are you standing in your own way? And what are your counters to those excuses? And so, one of my biggest things has been validation and needing external validation and not feeling like the expert, and recognizing through the content, through the calls, and through my own personal biblical study that this is what I was called to do. This is what I am meant to do. And so it's up to me. I think one of the things that I didn't share during the reflections for Coach LaToya in the money mindset shift, but the time frame of your shift is up to you. So that is really powerful to me, because that is one of the things that I've been doing. I've been standing in my own way, and there are so many people that are waiting for me and waiting for what I do and waiting for my services. So I cannot be selfish in that respect.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I had to look and see if she gonna say something. I was gonna say something because I knew she was ready, but that's that's it. And we talk about that all the time, that they're waiting for you. So understanding that, how can these internal shifts help your ideal client?
You are your ideal client to start. And we learn that every day as we're going through our training, as we're in the community. We hear that from Coach LaToya all the time. What we've been through, our clients are going through, and that is the way that we service them best. So that is the key.
Awesome. I was going to ask you what you learned about yourself during this process, but I think you kind of answered that two questions before. So awesome job. What are some tips you can offer your ideal client?
You have to be honest. You have to be willing to be honest with yourself. You have to be willing to stand in the mirror and say, where am I? What have I been doing? What have I been repeating? What have I been cycling in my life? What experiences have I been going through over and over and over again that I'm ready to get out of? And if I say that I'm ready to get out of it, then I have to be willing to commit to the steps to move forward. And that is what is the first thing that I would offer to my clients. The second thing would be to recognize the lessons that you've learned in everything that you've experienced. You've gone through it over and over again. You've lived it, you've relived it, you've experienced the pain, but you have to recognize that if you don't find the lesson, that you are now choosing to suffer. And that choice to suffer is going to only create more problems down the line. So those two things I think would be key.
Absolutely. So what would you say to the female startup coach, Christian coach, that's kind of thinking about coming to Chase Gray, or she's ready to do it, but she's not sure? What words of encouragement would you give her?
Recognize your excuse and then determine what your comeback to that excuse should be. Get out of your own way and make it happen. Who are you hindering in the process other than yourself? You're the most important, so start with you and then get to work so that you can help someone else.
Amazing. Amazing job. So ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tiffany Shoemaker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. All right, guys. So today has been absolutely amazing. We've shifted our moment with Meech. We've shifted our mindset with Toya. We've shifted our media with Miss Beverly. And today I am full, and it's just the beginning. So I want to give you guys a few small reminders about tomorrow before Toya comes in. Remember, tomorrow we start at 9 a.m. We want you guys to be comfortable. Let me look at this camera. We want you guys to be comfortable because we're shifting our mindset. So there's an exercise that we're going to be doing. We will give you guys some time after that to get dressed, because we know that tomorrow is t-shirt day, right? Is tomorrow t-shirt day? Yes, because tomorrow is t-shirt day. So come in the morning comfortable, and then we'll give you 15 minutes in between to get your t-shirts on and get ready to rock and roll for the day. We have a very, very full day. We'll be shifting our money, our monologue, our manuscripts, our minutes, our message, our market. It's a lot happening tomorrow, so we want you in the Zoom room. And I think Toya is gonna come in with final remarks. But how was today? Give me some. How you feeling about today? Give me some thoughts and some feelings in the chat. How are we feeling? I see some thumbs up, but give me the words that describes how today was for you. Are you excited about tomorrow? Are you anxious? Are you so full and blessed? Absolutely amazing, excited. And remember, this is like day one. This is wonderful. This is fun. Tony the Tiger, great. I didn't have to do that, but I did. I'm sorry, y'all. Enhanced knowledge with wheels. Come on, somebody. Today has been absolutely amazing. I tell people all the time, coming to a shift conference 3 years ago, literally shifted and changed my life. And I think I had went live. I don't even do live. You see, I'm over here. I'm live with y'all. I don't even do this conversational thing, but literally, she has pulled me out of what I would deem to be my comfort zone.
You wait, hold on. You said you don't do it, or
I didn't.
Oh, I was just listen. I was just
Couldn't
asking.
even wait. She had to come right in. No, but I didn't do this. But now I do this. I do this. I still be a little nervous, but I do it. Toya, welcome. Hey, girl, how are you?
So listen, this has been absolutely amazing. It is so hilarious on this side of the camera, y'all, because the tech team is over here like doing like this and sending signs and signals and all types of stuff. It's all over the place. Doors keep opening and closing. So we all see us shifting our eyes, hearing things. It's just because we are in full production on this side of the I am so excited about your journey over the next couple days. This is what I want you to do on tonight. Before you go to bed tonight, of course, I want you to go back over your reflections. We have already talked about shifting your moment. We've talked about shifting your mindset and shifting your media. You have something that you can do today. The first thing I want you to do is make a decision. Okay. There's no way any of these things, and Meech talked about this a lot. There's no way any of the things that we're going to share with you is going to work unless you decide. I talk about deliverance a lot, and I talk about how, when you're in a religious place, deliverance looks totally different than what it really is. Understand that deliverance is a decision. And so anything that is hindering you from doing the exact thing that God has called you to do requires deliverance. It requires a decision that I will no longer allow my flesh to steer me or determine where I'm going. We can go scripture for scripture and talk about how God has promised you all of this land and all of this wealth and all of this happiness and peace and all of this good stuff. But there's no way that you're going to be able to receive all of those things that he has for you until you make a decision. Here's the thing about a decision. A decision is not wavering. So it's not a one day I'm on and a one day I'm off. I share with you ladies all the time that every single day I wake up and say, today I'm going to chase great. Even when I don't feel like it, even when things, listen, y'all, the internet completely went out before we went live with you. Even when people are telling me what is impossible for the business, even when family is against you, even when children are a distraction, whatever it is, you have to make a decision in your mind and in your heart that you're going to do the proper work that is required of you so that you can access everything that God has for you, right? Shifting is a process, but you control the length of time it takes for you to shift. Don't forget, first thing, 9 a.m., meet us here. We're going to do some stretching. So if you have a prayer mat, if you have some space in your living room, in your bedroom, wherever you are, we're going to get up tomorrow morning. We're going to do some stretching. We're going to do some praying. And I'm going to introduce you to our 60-minute morning mindset. This is a routine that we must get into so that we can just prepare ourselves for what God has for us in that day. And so that we can be prepared in our businesses for our clients. What is it that I need to do today so that I can maximize my greatest potential? So make sure you meet us first thing, 9 a.m. prepared with your water, your prayer mat, your comfortable clothing. Again, as Jazz said, that there will be a 15-minute intermission for you to go ahead and transition into your t-shirt if you want to throw on a lip, whatever works for you. But I'm excited. Tomorrow is going to be full, but it is going to be absolutely amazing. Have a fantastic night, and we will see you ladies tomorrow. Be blessed.